That was abrupt. Welcome back to the stream. Talking Tuesday is upon us once again. We are here. We are here past the Monday, before the Wednesday, on a Tuesday. And here we are again. And now I drink. Ugh. Well, I hope you're all having a good Tuesday night. I got some weird, plans happening. Got so much busy things going on. Doctor's appointments and Final Reckoning. What the fuck is that? I'm not looking that up. Fuck you, Benji, you piece of shit. I have a feeling if I look that up, it's gonna be something bad. Let's see. Oh. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. You piece of shit. I thought it was something racist. Sorry that I made that assumption. Yeah, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. It comes out next week already. I guess not already, because it's been kind of in the pipe for a bit. Maybe not as long as, was it Dead Reckoning? Mission Impossible is racist. Why is Mission Impossible racist? My dishwasher is still broken, so that was fun for me. Why are you broken? But yeah, Mission Impossible comes out next week. Don't. Don't do it. I already did. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not. Yeah, Dead Reckoning is the Final Reckoning. Final Reckoning? Final Reckoning. Yes. Dead Reckoning. Now, Dead Reckoning didn't do bad, right? Yeah, Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's still listed as Part 1 on stupid Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my god. Yeah, it's still listed as Part 1.
Hello there.
Hey, V. That's frustrating. Yeah, and it only made 500. It just didn't make a lot of monies. Now they're hoping that that's Dead Reckoning. It got good reviews. I don't know why more people didn't go to see it. I saw it once. I didn't see it multiple times in the theaters. Let's see. Hang on. Oh no, don't. Go back. Final Reckoning. No review yet. Yeah, in theaters, May 23rd. Although I guess there's early showings on the 22nd. 2 hours and 49 minutes. Which, with trailers and all the garbage beforehand, that's a solid 3 hours. Woof. But this one... When did Dead Reckoning come out? That was 2023. 2 years. Budget of 291, 500. It kind of sort of made its money back. Wasn't a overwhelming success, but I don't think it was a flop. I don't think it was a flop. Let's see. What the fuck? Yeah, it came out a couple of years back. Okay. Did you hear Snow White, like, hit movie theaters again and flopped again? Yeah, what was that about? Best year ever, to be honest. I don't know. Let me see. Disney Snow White. Set to open exclusively theaters. Did it come back again? No way they did. Like, that would have lost more money, wouldn't have? Came out on Mother's Day too, which was this Sunday. Wait, back in theaters. Mother's Day. Re-released in 1,000 theaters in the United States during the Mother's Day weekend, starting May 9th, which was a Friday. Oh, it was this last weekend. The re-release is part of Disney's strategy to boost the film's performance, especially targeting a female audience. Well, first off, I guess you kind of failed because no one knew it happened. What's this say? Oh, Lord. Snow White on Mother's Day. Mother's Day weekend. The whole weekend. Has Evil Stepmother comes out on Mother's Day. Yeah, it's flawed logic, but logic, I guess. It grossed $50 per theater, and it's at, what, 1,000 theaters? So, yeah, that's not a lot. Even though it's set to be released digitally on Tuesday, which I guess is today. So today, you can get this piece of shit on digital. Hooray. Ugh. Snow White grossed $86 million domestically against a reported budget of $270 million. Due to an inordinate amount of review bombing, not to mention its lack of quality, the film holds a record low 1.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb. Review bombing. Is it really review bombing when it's the truth? Is it? Is it, though? Strange. Ugh. Crick in my neck. Okay. Crick? There's a crick in my neck. Maybe there's no logic other than it's weekend, send it. Maybe they're like, we already lost so much, we can only gain money at this point. Yeah. Film is not worth pirating. Not worth pirating. You really have to hate your mother to take her to see this movie. We get to watch it bomb again. Thank you, Disney. Oh, God. Usually when you have an abortion, you don't brag about it. Clearly, you've never been on Twitter. Oh, no. It's getting worse. Who take their moms to see this disaster? Disney is extremely desperate. Re-releasing the movie is not going to change the majority of people's minds. One last tug on that saggy tit. Milk it dry, baby. Oh, that tickled me. All right. We're back, baby. We're back. Movies are back. The better question is it wrong to review bomb? Well, what really defines a review bomb? A bunch of people reviewing a movie negatively? That's not really a review bomb. I would think a review bombing would be like a planned attack to negatively review the movie poorly. If it's actually a bad movie and everyone says it's a bad movie, is that really bombing it? Because on the flip side of it, you can have an orchestrated attack against a movie, have positive reviews, which could be, what do they call it? Review boosting? Review bombing in the opposite direction? Love bombing? Whew. Thanks, I hate it. Ugh. Ugh is the phrase of the night. The dry heave. Ugh. Let it die already. Free artificial intelligence. Look at that. They fixed her hair. Oh my god. Just from this little bit, her lipstick already looks better. Yes, we know her complexion is proper and her wide set eyes are fucking gone. But the hairstyle is perfect. She's not pulling the far quad or like she's got a, you know, like saggy testicles on each side of her head. Fucking scrotum head. Even the dress, like from this part of it, it looks like the coloring looks better than it does here. This is too turquoise and not blue. Double ugh. She's so pretty. She doesn't exist. Everyone treated Snow White and the Huntsman too harshly. Seriously. Snow White and the Huntsman is like, it's pretty good. Did you like Thunderbolts? Never saw it. Don't care. Marvel shit on my chest one too many times. I'm kind of done. From the things that I heard about what happens with Thunderbolts, Bob is probably the best part of the entire film. Apparently that's Bill Pullman's son, by the way. I didn't know if that's true. Yeah, Bill Pullman's son. And yeah, Bob might be the best part. They still shit on U.S. Agent too much, John Walker. They just shit on him and use him as a punching bag for no reason. Don't really character development. Other characters, like maybe not too many spoilers, but even that background looks better. Oh my god, it does. You're right. I mean, granted, it's smudgy, but it's got a bit more detail to it. Zoom out, enhance. Also, hello, Speedy Josh. How are you doing? I'm sure she exists somewhere. Yeah, sure. Helldivers to Hellpods. Yeah, the downvoting. Da 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 da. That's so sad. Press augment. Enhance. Recently, though, Disney has admitted that the last couple of films that it has made have actually been flops. That's something to write home about, because normally you'd think that Disney would be holding firm and strong to the fact that all their movies, everything's a success. Maybe it underperformed. No, they're outright calling it like a flop. Like, they realize they messed up, and they're trying to right the ship, but they're just not doing anything. Daniel Day-Lewis is coming back? He has retired. Hasn't he retired like 6 times already? Good God. Could just be because the OG is still of a moving movie. Sure. Could be. The squids are back? Oh yeah, they are back. I could see that. Lilo and Stitch movie. Looks like it's well made. Which makes me more bitter. Seriously. Yeah, it's like, well, you did that. You clearly know how to do it right. Because that's the thing. One of the things, I guess. The thing. That's one of the things. If there's a person who's trying to make a thing, and they're always making crap. Just crap after crap after crap. And you kind of go, you know what? They're doing their best. That's the best they got. They're trying their hardest. That's what we can expect from them. But when they crack out a banger where it actually works, actually fits, actually looks right, it's like, well then what the fuck did you do all these other times? Clearly you have it in you to do better. Ugh. Kaylee Spaney as Snow White and Ellie LFG. What? Who's LFG? Success. Sex. I already have problems reading. What? My brain. I had no idea that they re-released this in theaters for Mother's Day weekend specifically. I had heard murmurs of it, but I kind of went, who cares? Sounds like you did. What do you mean by that? Dark Ages comes out for the poor as normal people tomorrow. Isn't that the 15th? Tomorrow's the 14th. So who did it come out for before that? Was it for YouTubers and reviewers and stuff like that? Is that who it got out earlier for? That's whack. I'll still be playing through Cyberpunk, though. Premium edition, that's right. Pre-order it and get all that hoopla stuff. Who gives a shit? I'll wait. I can wait. Can you make a lukewarm take right now? How's that different from any of your other takes? Go ahead. Xbox app says 2 hours. Oh, wait, 21 hours? 21, not 2. Christ alive. If it was 2 hours, like, let's go. We're going. 2 hours. Okay. All right, 21 hours. Set your watches. Synchronize your watches. Modern books greater than modern movies. What? Okay, so what constitutes as a modern book? A book that has come out like this year? That would be the modern. So books that come out this year versus movies that come out this year. Books are better than movies. I mean, I can't really argue with you. I'm not reading a lot of current books. Books that I'm reading are books that came out many years ago that I have a backlog on that I'm trying to catch up. Like, I'm still trying to finish Witcher. Those books came out a while ago. Excuse me. 21 hours, 29 minutes. Count them down. I'm really hoping... So far, the reviews for Dark Age have been pretty positive. Plus, however long the Xbox app Steam store takes to think about it being available. You can't pre-download it. I just stick to anything written before 1950s. That seems a bit old. Past decade, I think, counts as modern. Okay, so the last 10 years. No, you can't? Oh, that's good. As long as you can yeah, because... How big is it? How big of a game is it? I'm joking, sorta. Are you, though? On Xbox, anyways. I'm still gonna be... it's still gonna be jank for sure. 70? That's not bad. That's certainly not bad. That's if it's under 100... Because we've seen those games that are well over 100. Speaking of Thunderbolts, let's see how much money it's doing. Because it's not doing... Oh, okay. When did it come out? Earliest release date was January 1st in Portugal? Eh? That ain't right. It came out last weekend? No. It came out like 2 weekends ago, right? Hang on. Thunderbolts. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Release date. People do love their Penguins classics. They are the classics for a reason, yes. The preload before the true size was revealed was 100 gig on the dot. Oh, God. Maybe that was just an estimate before they were able to, like, optimize it a bit. Obviously, it's pretty good, seeing as no Mick Gordon fans making any snide comment to be seen. True, true. Although I did hear one person's comment about the music being like, it's there, but it's not as fantastic as Mick Gordon's. So, I mean, like, Mick Gordon really blew the doors off, so as long as it's better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, which I thought was weird. You can find a Penguin hardcover for virtually any classic novel, except maybe the Lord of the Rings books. Is that probably because it's a rights issue? Yeah, probably. 18 streak. We're streaking! Mick Gordon is a god, so, yeah. I mean, shame that he got screwed over by, what was it, Bethesda? Bethesda one that screwed him over in the deal? Such shit. The trailer thing was mint. For Dark Ages? Buddy. It's so good. Can I... Release date? Release date. May 2. So that was 2 weeks ago. Okay. So we're on 2 weeks ago, and it's only made... Probably make about 300. Let's see. Yeah, from everything that I've heard, though, it's like Thunderbolts is good. It's on the it's at least on the better side of okay. Problem is, and this is the same issue that's lying with Star Wars, damaged brand. So people are already kind of sick and tired of Marvel in general. Superhero movies, you know, maybe not everyone, but you got people be like, I've seen this. We've seen Suicide Squad a bunch of times. We've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, a group of ragtag heroes together, not really blowing my skirt up. So there's that side of it. The other side of it is that it requires you to do homework, which is something Kevin Feige has come forward, and they've agreed that the next series, to be the last series, the series that will be the last that connects to the MCU will be the Vision series. So we still have to weather through Riri Williams' stupid Ironheart show, which is more than destined to be an absolute shit show, because it's been in the pipe for a very long time. No one's talking about it, no one cares. It's just a nothing. But this Vision show is going to be the last that connects to the MCU, and then they're going to go back to it kind of being separate. Kevin Feige will work on the movies, and they'll get somebody else to work on the TV series. Watching one review from Nerdrotic, he was mentioning how the last big event that happened between a TV show and the movies was Winter Soldier, where they did the big reveal that Hydra had taken over S.H.I.E.L.D. and been a big thing. And then that affected Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that was a big deal. That was a really cool crossover. Well, they saw that, and then again, taking the wrong messaging from things, or wrong lessons from things, they pushed that forward, and now they've had so many crossovers and stuff. Now it doesn't make any sense. Like, now you're too connected to the two of them. We thought Disney Plus was going to come through, and oh my god, they're going to be like mini movies. Not really. They're kind of made like crap, and then the movies that you go to the theaters, because there's plenty of people out there, they do not have Disney Plus. They have no want for Disney Plus. They don't want to see Disney Plus. They don't want to have to watch a bunch of shows in order to understand the movie. They just want to be like, all right, I work all week. Here comes the weekend. What do we got in the theaters? What can I go on a date night, or bring my kids, bring the family, whatever? What can we go and see in the theaters? I have not been paying attention because I've been working all the time, or doing something, taking care of the kids, mowing the lawn, doing the laundry, all that stuff. So they don't really give a crap, but then they go and try to see the movie, and they're like, I don't understand anything that's going on now. Great. It's a piece of crap movie. Reminds me of Payday 2 to Payday 3, minus the screwing of the previous artist, I think. Payday 3 is... I don't know if Payday 3 is ever going to recover. The Lord of the Rings have their own special editions, which are very expensive. I've got the hardcover Silmarillion, and it's a tome. Oh man, that's got to look really cool. Got to be a really cool collector's edition of it. Remember how many westerns they made? Yeah, westerns back in the day, where that was a big thing, and then they eventually trickled off, but then you would still get a western every now and then. Feels like that's going to be the deal with superhero movies. Like, we had a couple superhero movies here and there, trickle. Came a big thing, had a lot of them, oversaturation. Then they'll kind of dwindle away, and then we'll get one kind of big one every now and then. Something that tries to do something different or harken back to... But then it would have to stand on quality, not quantity. They're not going to flood you with, oh, it's a big expanded universe and franchise. You got to watch 6 of these movies. It's a big deal. No, it'll be one shining beacon, and they'll act like they won't get a second chance, so they won't sequel bait the crap out of it. The concerning thing that I'm seeing with this new Superman movie by James Gunn is that there's too much extra crap in it. They keep talking about everyone else in the movie but Superman. All the extra characters, all the extra stuff that's going on. James Gunn over here doing this, and a cameo here, and a cameo there. Cool, great. Where's Superman in your Superman movie? How things used to start out with Marvel was you had the character, and they would just kind of like allude to the bigger universe as a whole. You'd get little bits and tricks like, oh yeah, Thor is there, oh, Iron Man, oh, but they never really show them or have them interact. It was solely focused on whoever the main title character was. It's his story, her story, their story, whatever. Simon Vickland went off on his own studio at the tail end of Payday 2, so they had La Castlevania do a few. Okay. I didn't know there was a special deal with the music as well with Payday. The longer something is in the pipe, the smellier the turd. I'll let you sit with that image. Thanks. Let Duke Nukem Forever show that. Like, it's been a pretty tried and true method for things for quite some time. The longer things are in production, the worse it gets, because there's all these meddling fingers and pies and
Don't listen to him.
pies.
He's drunk on cheese.
I am drunk on cheese. Hey, Black Hat. But yeah, fingers and pies and all this. Yeah, you got production coming in, producers, executive producers coming in saying, I don't think this is the way to do it like this. And the longer it goes, the longer it gets messy, and they don't know what they're doing. And whoever had the vision for the thing probably passed on the movie and left already. Razormind Assault is still only thing I remember Payday 2 for. I think people would hate Green. I think people would watch Disney Plus if they actually made good content consistently. So here's the thing. I don't know. So... Wait, what? So look who's here? What bullshit? What? What, Black Hat? What? What? Okay. So, when Netflix started, just to go off that, I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're wrong. When Netflix started, they didn't have any original programming of their own. What did they rely on? They relied on the movie rental type environment. Okay, you come to us to rent all this stuff. So Disney, I think, could make a good kind of sort of business, depending on how they handle things, of going through their back catalog of shows that we don't get to see anymore. Like I've said before, they have the... just mess around. Good to see you, Black Hat. The Little Mermaid cartoon. The Aladdin cartoon. Welcome to Pooh Corner, which was like a live-action puppet Winnie the Pooh. You know, like those old deep cuts that we as kids grew up, who now, by this point in time, have children of our own that we want to share those experiences with. I think they could make a really good selling of that as their market of, we're selling your childhood to you, you can use it for your kids as well. There you go. Now, to your point of new content, I think I don't agree with the idea that they need to constantly have a flow of content out. I really don't. Because Netflix had Stranger Things, and it was like a couple projects here and there, and they were very diverse, so they were kind of all over the place. You had Stranger Things, every now and then, okay, Daredevil came out, and then something else came out, and they were kind of all over the place. You never felt like you needed to watch everything, was my point. With Disney Plus, say they make a Marvel show. Well, that Marvel show, you need to watch this other Marvel show or this other Marvel movie. It kept you tied instead of having it be like a separate thing like Stranger Things. What do you have to watch to understand Stranger Things? Stranger Things. That's it. Daredevil was the same. And eventually they started building more in like Daredevil, Jessica Jones. Okay, they're the same universe, but do you need to see Daredevil to see Jessica Jones? Not really. Defenders? Maybe. But I feel yes, they need to make new content. No, it doesn't need to be as much as they thought they needed, because the quality is clearly not there. Take more time, put in better quality, and then people will be hungry for more and still stay there for the other stuff. Now, I understand it's like we can't keep new subscribers unless we keep bringing in new stuff, but that's where your back catalog keeps people on board. But maybe they say, I just, and you're going to get the people who are just going to sub, watch whatever the new show is, and then drop it immediately. That's going to happen. You can't keep people from doing that. Not constantly, but consistently. Okay, so what would be a consistent model for you? What is a consistent model for new content to come out that keeps people engaged, but doesn't get too old?
It's the Marvel crackhead syndrome.
Marvel crackhead syndrome. I gotta have one more. I gotta have one more. You got any more of that Marvel? Oh. But I watched Daredevil for the Punisher. It's true. The Punisher is the best part of Daredevil. His best showing was in that whatever season of Daredevil he was in, the first season that he showed up for. Yes, but Megan Thee Stallion twerking. Get out. But make it good. Yeah, there lies the rub now, doesn't it? They only like 2 shows a year. Now, going off of that, 2 shows a year, and we're talking big shows. So let's do it right. If you're gonna do 2 shows a year, that means you got plenty of money to make that show, those 2 shows, 24 episodes, like we used to have. There's no reason to have 2 shows a year and have them be 8 episodes. Have them be 8 less than an hour episodes. No, you could do 24 1-hour episodes or something. Like, look at Game of Thrones and stuff like that. Like, they could do that. All of Disney needs to burn to the fucking ground. To hell with them. Their dynasty has come to an end. Now they're trying to stay relevant with opening an adult theme park in their Florida location and blah, blah, blah. What? An adult theme park? I mean, at one point, I thought Disney had, what was it, Pleasure Island, that was supposed to be more for adults. But that was more just like, they had bars, you could drink alcohol, and that was about it. Like, Disney Adult Theme Park. What I mean by consistently is that every show has to be good, like really good. Yeah, they have to bring back goodwill. They've squandered their goodwill. They've squandered the benefit of the doubt. They have to earn people's trust back, which is so much harder to do than to just start off with nothing. I don't know what to expect from you, but if I can already expect that you're going to be crap, you have to then bring me back to normal and then push me forward to good. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Certainly not by the time Secret Wars is out. Bring back Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How many seasons was that? Hang on, let me see. Disney offers... They consider Epcot an adult theme park. Hollywood Studios, a little bit more. Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, no. Springs, Results Time. What? Not seeing anything. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Oh, okay. So like the Treasure Island type thing. Which, that's not awful. Idland? That's not... How you spell that? Don't they have that super secret bar at Disney? Man, Disney cruises are so pointlessly expensive. You're paying for the IP. The Disney experience. 1974 as a wildlife preserve and zoological park. Wait, Discovery Island? That's not what I said. Pleasure Island, not Treasure Island. Wrong one. So-called good food and rides and other shit that the kids are not allowed to go to. You can't eat this. An area of the downtown Disney shopping, dining, and entertainment district at Walt Disney World Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Officially opened in '89, was defunct as of 2008, really, when all of its clubs were closed. Though its retail stores and restaurants remained open until the area was redeveloped as The Landing at Disney Springs. I didn't know it closed. The area was themed around fictional backstory involving an industrialist and explorer named Meriwether Adam Pleasure, who owned the island and left it to his sons, Harry and Stuart, who were not competent and eventually ruined the business. Okay. Began to lose its appeal in the mid-2000s, leading to an elimination of the entry fee in 2004, which curtailed the earning power of several venues, and attracted an undesirable element to the island. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. You stop charging money, you're going to get, like, everyone off the street just wandering in. Ne'er-do-wells. I think Disney Plus made too much content. I think so, too. Especially because that too much part of the quantity over quality. The too much... They were just cranking shit out because I thought they needed it, but they were making crap. So no one was watching it, or the people... Okay. So people started watching their stuff, but then realized it was kind of bad, so then they stopped watching it, and then they stopped supporting it entirely because they're like, everything you make is crap. Why should I watch it? Yeah, you got a lot of it. It's a lot of crap. Squander goodwill. Correct, correct. Too much, and too much of it bad. Yep. But when I heard of this thing in the news, I thought it was very concerning that they were doing an adult theme park. All I could think of was Epstein shit. Oh, sure. No, more. Hopefully not. More so that it's like, well, there's a place where you can drink. You know, clubs, bars, stuff like that. Not, hopefully, sex stuff. Hopefully. Ugh. Because their main goal is, think of how much money they could make on alcohol. Like, they could upcharge the crap out of it. They're already charging people way too much for food. Alcohol, like it is at bars and a lot of other places, they could charge out the butt for that. And people would pay it because they're like, well, I'm at Disney, I want to have a good time, so I'm going to drink. Of course, you know, mixing alcohol with children is never good, so maybe they would restrict it to like a time thing, like, oh, it's past 9 o'clock, kids go away, the adults can drink now. Pleasure Island had a femboy-themed strip club, best experience of my life. Strange. Catboy gave me a lap dance. Okay. Oh, Lord. What a wild time. So yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah. But does it have a furry theme club? Depends on what your definition of furry is. Because technically, if you're getting breakfast with Mickey, is Mickey a furry? Or is the person in the Mickey suit a furry? That's a wild question. So yeah, a lot of people are thinking that Thunderbolts is not garnering enough goodwill to make, it's not saving Marvel.
Anyways, you heard of the new Godzilla X Kong movie, Supernova?
Yes, I heard of it. I thought, Godzilla... Wasn't there... Yeah. Was there a short or something? Now in production. It's now in production. That's all we got. We don't have anything overly special. Whatever. Go back. Forward, back. Go away. I got lost. Okay. Yes, I did hear about it. We'll see where it's going with that. I don't want to think about that. No one wants to think about that. Possibly with the good traction that Thunderbolts has got, it'll make Fantastic Four look a little bit better for people. I don't know. Though, because at least with this, as much as I hate the fact that it has existing people from other things, it's got characters that people want to see. A lot of people with the Fantastic Four, they're not coming from anything. This is the first showing for the Fantastic Four in the MCU. And so you have people on both sides of the aisle who are like going to see it for Pedro Pascal or not seeing it for Pedro Pascal. Or the casting entirely is just not right. The Silver Surfer not being Norrin Rad is odd. But, of course, they're going to wipe it away because it's a different universe, guys. It's a different universe. It's the same logic I fucking heard about when people were arguing online about... who was it? Okay, so, like, Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. coming back to play as Doctor Doom. And people were like, but he died. And same with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine in Logan. Well, he died. You have these, I don't know, people on Twitter trying to come to the defense of the movies, basically saying, well, you don't understand. These are alternate characters. These are alternate versions of those characters. So it's perfectly fine. And I'm like, well, now you don't understand how an actor's last hurrah works, how it works in the real world for us as the audience. When we watch a movie, when we watch a show where we have an actor play a character, and that character gives a phenomenal send-off, us as the audience go, that was magnificent, you can't do any better, Godspeed, that was wonderful. I wish you the best, now it's time for us to move on. It's like the grieving process. We've lost him. Okay, very good. We applaud it. We cry. It's great. We move on. Then you cast somebody else. having that person come back as that character when they already did a send-off sours that ending. And they already kind of did that with Hugh Jackman in Deadpool and Wolverine. His send-off, he didn't have a send-off in Deadpool and Wolverine. It just kind of ended. Kind of leaving the door open for him to be Wolverine for fucking ever. But Logan was a send-off. And people are trying to say, well, that was just a different one. You can still enjoy that one, and then we have more of it. I'm like, no. Hugh Jackman is aging in front of our fucking eyes. Like, he won't be able to play that character forever. That was his time to go out when it was still good. If he keeps dragging this along, we are going to resent him for it. We're going to start being like, dude, you're fucking old. You should stop. You should stop. I love you, man. You're doing a wonderful job. Best Wolverine ever. You gotta stop. I think that Thunderbolts basically just stands on its own at this point as the one thing they haven't fucked up in years. Yeah, but it wasn't a complete, like... It's not a fuck-up, but it's not a home run. It's just kind of there. They needed a home run. They need, like, constant home runs. Like, at least 3 home runs in a row before they can get anywhere. Having middling, like, is Fantastic Four gonna do great? Oh, I don't know. It's still, everyone's still like, I don't know. As opposed to before, it's like, man, Infinity War, bam, out of the park. And then Captain Marvel hit, and then we're like, what the fuck? And then Endgame hit, bam, out of the park. And then that Spider-Man one after it, bam, out of the park. So that, like, had some good hits. It's like the worst you could get was something that was okay. Now the worst that we can get is something that's absolutely trash. That YouTube channel, Dangerville, covered it in 2 videos. Dangerville. Everything in Hollywood is a retread these days. I could write better stories with the tip of my penis. You don't have to. I want to make that clear. You don't have to. You can use your hands when you write it, and not with your penis. Your long tentacle penis. Dangerville YouTube channel covered... Oh, Godzilla Kong Supernova, I think, in 2 bits. Gotcha, okay. How come DC did it for decades and was fine, but when Marvel do multiverse, it's not? In what way? Not in live action. And DC's big hit with the multiverse stuff, the live action thing that DC did that hit multiverse was the Flashpoint movie, the Flash movie. That one didn't do too hot because it was kind of all over the place and made like shit. Between the two of them, even in comic books, people who read comic books kind of don't care for multiverse storytelling because it's lazy. At any point in time, you can pull a character from any other different multiverse, universe, whatever the fuck, and kill them off, do something quirky with them, do whatever. There are no rules. That character dies, you pick another one. You just get another one. We could go through 500 Tony Starks that are exactly the same. What is my feeling as the audience? Like, how do I get attached to a character when I know there's going to be 600 more just like him? So, this Logan that died in Logan, that's where my heart went. Then they pull out this other one. Well, we got this other Wolverine over here. Cool, great. Who the fuck is he? Well, he's just... They're trying to have their cake and eat it, too. They want him to elicit emotions from that Logan that you loved, but then have him be a new and different one. Well, either so I'm going to care about him like I did Logan, with all that history wrapped up with all the other X-Men movies, or I don't give a shit because he's a new character. Which is it? And they want you to be tied to that character just because it's the IP. Just, that's Wolverine. You like Wolverine. Here's a Wolverine. Show me the character. That's a different... You've told me that's a different Wolverine. Why is he a different Wolverine? And so as the audience, we're putting our baggage onto that character, thinking that is just like that other Wolverine. We're doing the work of the writer instead of being like, no, it's a new, different Wolverine. Here's his history. I will show it to you. Not tell you, show you. And that's something they failed to do in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. They just kept saying, oh, everything's awful. Oh, he killed a bunch of people. Oh, he's so sad. And then they even went into his head, and it was just like a bunch of tombstones or pillars or something like that. Why didn't you show me the bad thing that happened? The thing that traumatized him. The thing that made him want to drink himself to death or didn't care if he lived. Show me that. No, we gotta have money for cameos and other bullshit things that we got going on. Okay, Meanwhile, I watch Logan, I'm like, that's a complete story. You know the history of the character from the previous movies, going forward. We're not pulling any other shit from any other place out of the... Okay, we have the built history. Here's the story. There's it end. Done. Nobody wants to disrespect Hugh Jackman, but he seriously needs to hang it up when it comes to, with the Wolverine character. He's old. He is old. God bless him, though. He looks good for his age. Absolutely 100%. But I don't want to get to the point where I go, oh no. You know? We have that with a lot of other characters. As actors as a character, if they go on too long. Roger Moore as James Bond. You know? He went on for a bit longer than he should have for James Bond. And then he's hanging out with women who are like a third his age, and you kind of go, oh no. You don't want to reach that point. You want to cut it off before there. Have them go out with a bang, and then be done. Move on to somebody else. How many times was Batman rebooted? Dude, I don't know, man. Speaking of, the guy who was writing Batman 2, the Robert Pattinson movie, the director for that bowed out, so now they don't know who's directing it. So that's going to be fun. That's how I feel about Harrison Ford. I kind of feel like he needs to retire, especially in his iconic roles. Yeah, I didn't need to see... Like, we didn't need the 4th Indiana Jones movie. We certainly did not need the 5th Indiana Jones movie. I don't want to see my heroes decompose on screen in front of me. It's different if it was voice acting. It's absolutely different if it was voice acting. He's just providing a voice for the role. They could do it way longer because I don't have to physically do anything. But when you have to be on screen doing a thing, you can't. Yeah, did you see how Flash went over? It didn't do very well. How many times was Batman rebooted? I don't know. Because, so you got the live-action Adam West, Michael Keaton, and then that kind of carried over to Joel Schumacher's version. They didn't really reboot it. They just kept making movies. And then the Nolan's Batmans, those were separate. And then we got, I guess, the Zack Snyder version of Batman, which then Robert Pattinson's version of Batman. So like 7, maybe? 8, maybe 9? Yeah, it gets fuzzy depending on what you determine as a reboot versus just, well, we kept going and didn't tell anyone. Rebooting is not the same thing as using a multiverse bag of holding. Sure, because it's like we're starting a new universe. The multiverse type thing is like, no, we're still trying to keep it in the same thing. Like, those are going on at the same time. No, it was more like, we stopped that. That was bad. Now we moved on to this thing. We're not coming back to that other thing. You said this before, and you're right. Oh, thank you. About the missing expansion of what traumatized Wolverine. I need to see that. Being told bad things happened doesn't mean shit to me. Oh man, I killed so many people. That'd be cool if I could see it though, because I kind of don't know what that looks like. Meanwhile, you show Logan, and it's like, he did some shit. It just makes me very much aware that it's like, oh, budget constraints. Oh, they don't have the money for this. Or they're lazy and they just don't want to... whatever, we'll just tell the audience he killed a bunch of people. You want to see Wheelchair Wolverine? He's not Professor X. How fucking funny would that be, though? Hundreds of years in the future, you got this man in a wheelchair who's running the X-Men, and everyone thinks, oh, is that Professor Xavier? Or maybe he does. Maybe he takes on the name of Professor X, because that's just the title of whoever the principal or owner of the school is. And then he's sitting in the chair, and he's like, can't he read my mind? No, he can't read your mind. He doesn't have that power. And then he, like, pulls out his claws while he's sitting there to, like, show who he is. That would be stupid, but kind of funny. But that's me making a joke of it. Do not do that. I would be so infuriated to see that happen in the movie. Whenever I see Jackman's first... Oh, sorry, hang on. How old is Hugh Jackman? Is he really in his 50s or 60s? I believe so. I think 60s. 56. My mistake. 56. So, yeah, he's pushing it. And these movies are not... They take a while to make. whenever I see Jackman's first role as Wolverine, I'm like, oh, baby Wolverine, because he looks so young. Did you know that during a lot of the filming for the first X-Men movie, he didn't know he had the Wolverine part, so he didn't have, like, the workout regimen before getting the role, like, before filming the role, where he's like, all right, we got you for the role, you have, like, 6 months, start working out, start putting on muscle, because you need to be ready for filming on this date. No, they started filming, and then that's why in certain scenes in the middle of the movie, he looks really scrawny. But then in that beginning scene, when he's in the box, what is it, the fighting ring that he's doing, the stupid fight club that he's in, he looks a bit more put together. Yeah. You don't want to see Nursing Home Wolverine? No. I think the Bond series handled it best. Just recast characters, but keep it as the same story universe. Yeah, and they don't talk about it. They don't address it at all. Other than the fact that they'll make comments later down the line, be like, "Oh, Bond was married," and the only time, like, okay, there was only one Bond that was married, and that was Lazenby. Then they brought back Connery for one, mentioned it. Roger Moore mentioned it. Timothy Dalton mentioned it. They don't say, "Man, you look different back then." Okay, drawing attention to it. You sure look different. No, it's a continuing story. The stories of James Bond, everyone's just filling in for. Show, don't tell. Absolutely. When it's a movie, it's a visual medium. Show me, don't tell me. Even if you can't afford to show the entire thing, do something cool with it to give me an idea of what happened instead of just sitting there monologuing and just narrating things. The worst thing people hate nowadays, where you have like just the wall of text beforehand, like Star Wars. Star Wars kind of gets a buy from it because it's kind of its style, it's its thing. It really always did stuff like that. But if you start any other modern movie and you're like, years ago we all started a little thing, I don't care. You should be doing something else in the world to build that into me and learn. Of course, a lot of times now, they think the audience is stupid, so they want to handhold you whenever possible and just spell it out. We don't want them to be confused, says some producer who's got a smooth brain. Adult Disney Park has Professor XXX, paraplegic exotic dancer. How? How are you a paraplegic exotic dancer? Doesn't look 56. No, he doesn't. He really doesn't. Man looks good. That's why it's like, I'm still like, he looks good. However, his body won't be able to take the workouts they're giving him if they're going to keep having him be shirtless in all of the movies. Effort is how. Hey, excuse you. Capital E effort. They're putting in the work. I go bullshit on that. No amount of effort in the world is going to make you move your legs. Using his hands to move his legs. It's stupid. When does Lilo and Stitch come out? No, I don't want to see the trailer.
Read? What are you, stupid?
I mean, I am. I have problems reading. May 23rd. Okay, so it comes out the same weekend as the Mission Impossible movie. I'm sure kids will go flock to this movie over the Mission Impossible one. My ear started ringing. Wake
weird. The fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
We will be burning cities tomorrow. I got lost. I saw cheese. Sorry. Lilo and Stitch. And then the Karate Kid movie. Want this movie? You want the Yoda screaming movie? Okay, have a good night, Legerman. And then the How to Train Your Dragon comes out when? June. Okay. Probably is to not to compete with Lilo and Stitch. And then what is Elio? June again. Oh, but is going to probably compete. Kind of, sort of. And then Jurassic World Rebirth is still coming out July 2nd. yeah, we'll see. How does that fucking work? How Snow White and Minecraft movie are rated about roughly the same between critics and audience, and yet Minecraft made like $1 billion. How much money did it make? Oh, not quite $1 billion. 900 million. How much did Snow White and the Huntsman make? $396 million in 2012. 396. Did it actually make more than this in Snow White? Yes. Snow White and the Huntsman made more money. Maybe we should look forward to docu-movies coming out for education and entertainment. Just a thought. At least they're somewhat original in idea, but unique in stories. Sure, but I don't see that being a theatrical thing. I don't see a reason why they would want to release those in theaters versus just having them be at home where somebody can pause it, go to the bathroom or whatever. It would be streaming platforms would have those. Still good quality production and everything. It takes a lot of work to do documentaries, docu-movies, docu-series and all that, but I don't see that being a huge draw for people going to theaters for that. People kind of want to, on average, want to go to movie theaters to be entertained and turn their brain off. They don't want to have to be out thinky movie. Because Minecraft had memes behind it, instead of a smarmy, egotistical 20-year-old shitting on the original story. Tell it! Tell it, Mab! Spitting fire! Spitting hot fire! What? God, why? I'm so yawny, I'm so sorry. I'm yawny. Then Captain America Brave New World. Wick is Pain, that's kind of a behind the scenes look at the Wick series.
Yeah, but you have to admit, docu-movies are more entertaining than the shitty movies we've seen lately.
True. And at a point, if they made a docu-movie on a shit movie, sometimes those, a lot of times, the story behind a shitty movie is more entertaining than the movie itself. Like the struggling production and how everything fell apart and how they got it all like messed up and stuff like that can be way more interesting than whatever they put on screen. Bah. Bah. Sorry, I'm yawning. Okay. Apparently the Rust movie is still coming out, and that was the one where Alec Baldwin shot a person to death. 2 hours and 19 minutes. One review I said something about Alec Baldwin's not even in it for that much. He's like in it for like maybe 40 minutes of the like 3 hours. Let's see what some of the reviews are. Touched by tragedy, Rust, despite Helena Hutchins' beautiful, moody cinematography, is an uncomfortable watch and overstays its welcome at 140 minutes. Underwritten by director Joel Souza from Alec Baldwin's story, it's inept, never resolving its 1880s law, justice, religion narrative themes. While there are some visually compelling landscapes, most interior shots are dark, murky, with a heavy silhouette use. Beautiful to look at, but the overly long narrative's lack of connective tissue make this western a slog to get through. Passable. Almost impossible to untangle it from the real-life tragedy that happened during filming. Yeah. The film feels even more grim because guns and their use for violence are predominant motifs in this 1880s set western. Oh, UK. Hey, Tuned, how are you? Good to see ya. Style over substance. Mediocre and often uncomfortable to watch. Jeez. Heard that Snow White re-released in theaters and it flopped again. Yeah, we looked that up earlier. Apparently they did it as a Mother's Day weekend deal, And yeah, it did like $50 a theater. Yeah, $50 to $100 per theater. Yep. I was like, I remember hearing bits of that, but I actually looked it up now. And yeah, it was for a Mother's Day weekend, whole thing, and it turned out, you bad. You bad. It wasn't even something goofy like Morbius, where people convinced Sony to re-release it in theaters because, like, oh, come on, man, we were all busy that weekend anyway. We still want to see your movie? Please re-release it. Please. And then they were like, oh, okay. And then they did it and bombed again because no one wanted to see it. That was so funny. $50. Does that include popcorn? I don't know. That might only be the cost of like one ticket. Still, we don't trust that, you know, those numbers are completely correct either. Could be embellishing those numbers. Blah, I'm yawning. I think 50 was profit after paying for production. Oh, jeez. You mean they charged $50 to $100 per ticket to watch that shithole? No. So they only released it in like at about 1,000 theaters. Yeah, means only 3 to 5 people went to see it that day. Yes. So if you have 1,000 theaters, and each theater only makes about $50 to $100, say your ticket prices are about $6 to $15 ish, depending. They only got like $50 to $100 worth of tickets of people going to buy tickets. So whatever 15 divided by 50 is. But yeah, that's what it was. That was $50 of profit. Was it? Is it? It might have been more people. Might have been. Probably not, though. Go back to Star Wars? Wait, what? What do you mean go back to Star Wars? I didn't see what who? Star Wars. Oh, Snow White. Okay, Snow White, not Star Wars. Excuse me. Snow White. Yeah, it only made $204 million. Snow White and the Huntsman made more money than Disney's live-action Snow White. Snow White and the Huntsman made over $300 million. What was the cost? It was more than 200 mil. Snow White live-action budget. Yeah, woof, honk, bark. Had a reported production budget of $350 million. $350 million, Black Hat. Surpassing even the Lion King's $260 million budget. The total investment for the film, including marketing, reached $450 million, when at least $70 million was spent on marketing alone. It could be even more. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, reshoots. Yeah. Because remember, they were saying it's like, oh, she's not saved by the prince or whoever. It's like, no, they changed a bunch of stuff. They weren't going to have the dwarves in it. Then they did have the dwarves in it. Yeah. It's a little bit funny. Rumor has it that Rachel Zegler is also not doing very well in her other stuff too. There was like a Broadway show, I think. What is this bullshit? Did not result in a failure. Yeah, people weren't there. Oh, Evita. Yeah. Evita. I think it was Evita. From June 14th. Oh. This follows her successful Broadway debut. I doubt it. I could have sworn there was something that she did where it's like the audience was like missing. Me likey, right. It's the Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude. Yeah, McGregor art. Anyone heard of Y2K movie with Rachel Zegler? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I heard about that, and then I heard she was in it, and I went, oh. It looked kind of like extra stupid. They wasted 1/3 of the budget just to just make how much in the box office again? 204 million. Yeah, it was Evita. Yeah, doing art. Thank you, Tundiki.
The immortal words of Bill O'Reilly. Fuck it! We're doing it live! Good evening. Good evening, mammals. Holy frickin' crap. I was trying to get the stream started, and then OBS just decided to throw a big fuck you. A big fuck you and all of my...
Yeah, that's classic OBS. That's so how OBS works. Let me see. Yeah, I could have sworn there was a show she did. Oh well. Romeo and Juliet was a success story. I wonder if there's still people covering her, despite the fact that kind of word's kind of out. I wouldn't, if I was running a production studio, I would not be hiring her for damn near anything because I couldn't trust that she'd be tanking our project, whatever she got attached to. Why hire her, who is a risk, versus somebody else that we at least have some sort of inkling wouldn't do something like that? I don't know. It's a weird choice. Oh, right. Hang on, let me get this bigger. So, one of the big other stories that is going on. Nintendo grants itself the power to brick switches with pirated games. It's not just that they'll tell the console not to play the game or do something nefarious like brick maybe the cartridge or something. Do something nefarious like that. Time you out even. No, it wants to brick your device. You're paying $450 for a console, and it wants to brick itself if you have a pirated game. Now maybe you don't know it's a pirated game. Somebody sold it to you through Temu or something like that. But still, to brick somebody's system, do they not own that system? Pay $450 for a console. Like I had an Xbox 360 that was having disc tray trouble. It wouldn't close or it wouldn't open. Like it was doing all sorts of stupid shit. So I set it aside for a while. I ended up getting a new Xbox 360, but I always knew I wanted to work on that other 360 and see if I could get the disc tray working. Went online, got an extra disc tray, swapped it out, got it to work. So it's now a fully functional Xbox 360. Is that modifying it? Yeah, I guess. I wasn't going to turn it over to Microsoft. They'd be like, oh, whatever, buy a new one. So it's my right, with my Xbox, to open it up, dick around with it, try to fix it, and change it, and do whatever. I can modulate it, modify it. Now, this specifically, they're talking about theft of games. This isn't like broken console trying to get to work. This is Nintendo feeling like they're out increasingly more costs of their games as they keep increasing the cost of their games from $60 to $70 to $80. So they're increasing the cost of their games, and now they're trying to crack down on people stealing those games. It just makes it more and more like fucking greed. If you made it affordable, you could make the argument if you made it affordable, then people wouldn't be stealing it, but people are always going to be stealing everything, as long as it's not free. Sometimes even then. It's free and I want your money too. Hire someone without Twitter. Yeah, pretty much. If anyone going to pull that off and get away with it, it's Nintendo. Unfortunately, yes, with their stranglehold on their own IPs. To the point of not hiring somebody without a Twitter account. They're starting to hire people based on their follower count for Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media thing. So it's the complete opposite. Instead of going on someone who doesn't have any internet presence, they want somebody who has more of an internet presence. Unfortunately, those people are usually kind of wacko. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Yeah, this is the time for Sega to come out and shine. Except they're not going to get into the console wars anymore. Even Microsoft is trying to pull away from consoles. They increased the cost of their Xbox Series X and S, despite those being older systems. They increased the cost of them because they kind of don't want people to fucking buy them. They would rather you just pay for Game Pass and play it on your computer or something like that. They kind of want to get out of the console game because probably it costs them a lot of fucking money. They're not making a lot of money on it. Doesn't help the fact that they made it look like a fucking fridge instead of making it look something sleek that you could put in your entertainment center. Genesis 2 with Virtual Fighter 5 launch title. Oh my god. Virtual Fighter. They wouldn't dare. Oh man. So, Nintendo's latest legal move to combat piracy may be super effective. Haha, Pokemon. According to a new change in the Nintendo user agreement, the console maker can brick your Switch or render it useless if it's found with pirated games or mods. While some people may have glazed over the changes since Nintendo didn't make this major announcement, GameFile's Steven Totilo dug through the changes and spotted the major updates. In Nintendo's own worlds, you shouldn't bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with, or otherwise circumvent any of the functions or protections of the Nintendo account services. What the fuck does that mean? Defeat? Oh, defeat the account circumvent. Okay. Alright. The company's previous agreement only prohibited if you adapt, reverse engineer, or modify a Nintendo user account. But this updated language gives exact definitions of what you can't do with your Switch. If you do break these rules, Nintendo could make your applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. In plain English, that means if you're found with an emulator or pirated copies of games, your Switch might just end up being a very expensive paperweight. Holy shit. Wouldn't that just need them to be on the internet, though? Like, how do you track something like that? This is why all these console makers, they're always online, because they're wanting to track you and make sure you're not stealing anything or doing anything nefarious. I miss when games were like mostly offline and you had to do something to become online, instead of having it online all the time where you're always constantly, oh yeah, updates, oh yeah, my Xbox has to update, it's gonna take an hour, it's Friday night, I'm ready to rock, I'm gonna play some video games, I got a new game, I'm gonna play some video games, it's Friday night. And now my computer or my console has an update and it's going to take 5 hours and I have to go to bed. Great. Never allowed to fully own anything. Correct. Eat the bugs. Does this include the Switch 1 or just the Switch 2? I believe the Switch 2. Unless they have to update the Switch 1. Just another encroachment upon personal ownership. Absolutely. This latest legal leap, fuck you for writing that, isn't surprising considering Nintendo's strict stance on emulation. In March 2024, the company filed a lawsuit against the popular Switch emulator called Yuzu, I thought it was Dolphin was one of them, claiming that the developers were facilitating piracy. Later that year, another emulator called Ryujinx shut down after Nintendo offered an agreement to the development team to discontinue the project in October. This latest user agreement update comes on the heels of the upcoming release of the Switch 2 that's planned for June 5th. That's Kind of soon. That's next month. Oh, Lord. The thing I like the most about it is like you got people pitching and moaning about the Switch all the time. The cost of the Switch, too. I hate this. Oh, the games are going to be costing too much anyway. Anyway, take my money. Anyway, I pre-ordered it. What? You bitched and moaned that it's awful, and then you're giving them your money anyway. You're not even going to wait for, like, a discounted price. You are day one adopter. And who knows? When these things come out, they could brick. Just like with the Xbox, the Xbox 360 when they first came out, Red Ring of Death, because it was like a soldering issue on the board or something like that. Early adopters always get shit on. Boy. Let's see. Nintendo account agreement. This agreement now includes specific prohibitions, Jesus, against publishing, copying, modifying, reverse engineering, leasing, renting, decompiling, distributing, offering for sale, or creating derivative works of any portion of the Nintendo account services. Policy has also been updated to permit monitoring of audio and video interactions with user consent, especially with the new game chat feature on the Switch 2. Yeah, that's the other thing. Pre-sale price for the Switch 2, it's like $450. It's not bad. $450 for a new console, like, that's fine. I'd pay $450 for a Zelda box, basically. Discount, this is Nintendo, not Gaben's garage sale. Yeah, with discount meaning they'll discount it for like $10 or try to lump it in. They'll do bundles. Nintendo's always been really good with bundles, where they'll be like, okay, here's the Switch with Mario Kart. We'll call the Mario Kart Switch bundle. We'll tack that on for 50 extra bucks. So it's $500 deal. So that means that game that is now $80 to $90, you're getting for cheaper along with the console. That might be what they do. Or, fuck me, they will just make it ever all expensive. They'll make it $600. Fuck you. Yeah, but now Nintendo games that never go on sale are going to be like $90. Yeah, they go on sale for maybe like $10 at most. It's fucking pathetic. It honestly is. But they're like, where else are you going to play it? And then emulate it. Well, we're going to shut all that down. It's like, you realize there's going to come a point where people are just not going to buy your shit. Now, granted, I'm saying that, like, I'm not seeing this new Zelda game that's coming out. That's basically Dynasty Warriors, but for Tears of the Kingdom. They did the same thing for Breath of the Wild. It was the Age of Calamity. It was a fun game. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't need to play it. It's just, yeah, I'm not impressed. It's really not. They're not showing anything that's like spectacular, and they're got their stupid game chat that they're adding, which you have to pay for, by the way. It's not something that kind of comes native and built in. Yeah, you have to pay for that, and it basically functions just like fucking Discord. Granted, I think there's a camera involved somewhere where you can see yourself, like how my stream is set up here. It'll be me, and then behind me would be the game content of me, you know, racing in Mario Kart. But do you really need to see me? It was more like, so they tried to plug on the heart, pluck the heartstrings by saying, say you're a father who's out on a work meeting trip, and he can't be home. And you finally get off work, and you're at the hotel, and you want to spend some time with your kid who has a Switch. You can both play a game together. Like, that's pretty nice, right? Game chat. Yeah, that's pretty nice, right? That you could have a parent and child play video games from afar when they're far away to, like,
I'm
connect.
surprised that bricking is still a term they use to mean deliberate sabotage. Damn assholes.
What do you mean? Would you use a different term? You want a new term? I will make your console shit itself and die. They would sell you air if they could figure out how. Seriously. It attacks your feet. It's unfortunate. Game chat also supports screen sharing, enable you to show your game screen to friends, even if you're playing different games. Up to 4 people can share their screens or participate in video chat simultaneously. The little bits and bobs that I heard about this, it wasn't functioning that great. Like, it was bad quality screen sharing. Again, Nintendo late to the party. We have Discord. We have all sorts of other tools that other places have already done. They're trying to catch up, and they're going to charge you for it. Like, they're not even like, ours is shit, so here's it for free. Like, I would be accepting of that. Downright proud of them for doing that. You understand you have the lesser quality service. You're offering it for free because you know people can go somewhere else for better quality. You're trying to get them in the door. And maybe, eventually, once it gets better working, then you can start charging money, sure, fine, whatever. But at least then you could prove it works better. Now you have to pay. It's an old term from my understanding. It's if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, yeah, bricking. Bricking still works. Intentional versus unintentional is the split on the term bricking. Is it? Nintendo execs got all bricked up. Brick your Switch 2. I get all bricked up. Hey, Dig. I'm bricked. Are you caked, though? For video chats, you can connect a compatible USB-C camera to your Nintendo Switch 2. On which ones? I wonder which ones are compatible. This feature makes it feel like you're all together in the same room, even if you're miles apart. Yeah, because we don't have that anymore. It's fucking have your phone just nearby to you. Game chat is included with any Nintendo Switch Online membership. However, until March 31st, 2026, game chat can be used without a Nintendo Switch Online membership. So they're giving you like a promotional deal, but they're gonna still charge you. Nintendo Switch is geek. Making something that can be bricked by your actions versus the company bricking you without any control over it. Sure, yeah. Yeah. Children must get approval from a parent or guardian using parental controls before using game chat. That makes sense. That's fine. Still, though, it's funny to me. It's like, but we have cell phones. Like, I could start a call with somebody and then talk to them through my phone while I play games. Didn't think I hear the phrase bricked so much tonight. Glad I could impress you. I'm not impressed. Oh. Company is particularly concerned about piracy as it can significantly impact sales and revenue. I don't know about that. How significant? Because there's been a lot of times where they're like, they claim significant impacts, but they could never prove it. Back when the VHS tape first came out and people could record things off of TV, people recording movies and stuff like that, and movie makers, movie distributors were getting upset by that because they're like, we can't have people with a VHS tape recording a movie that they should be buying. Of course, back in the day, they didn't even sell movies. I don't know if you guys remember this. Like, they didn't used to have movies for sale. At least certain types of movies. Like, Disney never sold their movies on a VHS tape. So, you could never find it. You find it on TV, you record it. Turns out, they went to court, tried to get VHS to stop being able to be recorded, and found out it wasn't a huge impact in revenue. Because the people who were recording it, maybe they recorded it for a bit, but then eventually bought it, or like more people bought it than people recorded it. Either way, it was not that big of a impact for them to flip the fuck out and tell other people they have no right to record something off of TV that they see. Maybe you remember. Of course you remember. Shit me some bricks. Very neither jailbreak an item you purchased with a chance to break it. It's still very questionable, right? How much more shit they gonna add going to add to Mario Kart until it's just shit everywhere, until it becomes basically Fortnite. Yeah, like Zelda and is Link I know is in Mario Kart. I don't know if Zelda is. It feels wrong to have Link in Mario Kart. Like, you have your set Mario characters in Mario Kart. It's not Nintendo Kart. It's Mario Kart. Math is math. My Asus ROG Ally is a lot better than the Switch and Switch 2, and I hardly use it. So it's still better than the Switch 2? I haven't looked at the details on the Switch 2's hardware, so I haven't run a comparison between it and like the Steam Deck and stuff like that. I know it's, for a fact, it's better than the Switch, because that one already had an old chipset when it launched. I've literally bought every single movie I recorded back then. I didn't have too many, but dozens. In Discovery, they found out that people weren't selling their pirated movies. They recorded VHS for their family. Yes! Yes! Because they thought that's what people were doing. They thought... Now, granted, you can go to conventions now, comic conventions, whatever conventions, and find bootleg copies of things. But you know what you can find bootleg copies of? Shit you can't buy. Shit that they haven't put on video. That was like, it was a made-for-TV movie that's locked in some vault. Somebody has the rights to it somewhere. They were never intending to put it on video. And you pay this guy like $5 for it. Okay, you wanted those $5? Maybe put it on a disc so I can buy it. Tape cloning was done by professionals. Bootlegs and VHS tend to suck ass. Yeah, and then that's the quality you're buying. Like, I just want a copy of the damn thing. I don't need it to be blow my socks off, high quality type thing. I just want to see the show. Versus even on air recording. But when people did record anything that was aired on TV, it was done to save money because you can buy a pack of 10 empty videotapes for $5 or so. Right. Of course, you know, for some things it was like a multitude, and you could record multiple things on a tape. Certain tapes were like 6-8 hours, so you could have multiple movies on each tape. Also, since having HBO since it started, I recorded because I knew it would cycle out. Yeah, Drew Carey's show pirated missing episodes when? The 4? I'll have to find them somewhere. Yeah. Piracy is a customer service issue. Yeah. The thing that's frustrating is, like, I do understand it is not good. It's absolutely not good to pirate things. But a lot of these companies are not making it a good, like, making things accessible. They're not archiving a lot of their works. It'll just become lost media. They don't seem to give a shit about it. If it's not making them money, they don't care. But in terms of artists, artistic integrity, people's quality of product, somebody worked on that thing. They should get paid. I would like to give them my money. Why are you, the business, stopping me from giving money to the person who made you something? It doesn't feel right. Can I just, like, call them, like, find them on Twitter or something and be like, hey, can I mail you, like, $10? You're in this movie I really like. No one knows about it. And then even they don't own the rights to it. This reminds me that I need to buy Legend, so I actually have it, and can stop watching a crappy quality of it in YouTube. Yeah, I need to buy Legend, too. I also don't have Labyrinth. Yeah, I should buy that. Order now, right now, go on, do it. Do it! Yeah. Oh, I didn't have the Dead Reckoning. I didn't have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Somehow I just missed it when it came out on video. I saw it in theaters, liked it, just missed when it came out on video. Used to be a big deal when it's like, soon to video. Then you would go, oh my god, it's coming out, we should go buy it. To me, copying something and keeping it for yourself isn't a crime. Now, selling it is different. Yes, yes. I do believe that is a little bit different. Compared to, some people would argue that it isn't, because you're still like, you should have still bought it. And it's especially different if it's something that you already paid for. So say you wanted to make a copy of a thing that you already own for saving it. So that way you have a master copy of something in case something happens. You should be able to do that. You bought that copy of that thing, making a copy of it. Well, you already paid the money for it. This is just a cheap copy. There you go. It's kind of like ripping music on discs and something. So if I get a disc of some music, the new Linkin Park, and I'm like, okay, I want to take this disc and I want to put it in my truck. I want to drive around and listen to it. Well, my truck, being out in the elements of a really hot day, a really cold day, and all sorts of stuff that could happen outside in the weather, I would like to make a copy of this so I can keep this safe at home, keep the master copy safe at home, and then just use this other disc copy out in the truck if something happened to it, whatever, break, whatever. I'm sure there are businesses that would frown upon that too, because they would rather you just buy another copy. They want you to not be able to do anything because they just want you to buy another one. Now, they're on the streaming service side of things. Now they're selling it to you as, well, you don't need to worry because as long as you can access it. I was like, but if I don't have internet access, then you're stopping me from accessing it that way. Say I don't need internet access, and I get it, that it's like there's only a rights issue that you have to be worried about. Keep checking that I'm me and pass some check. There's so many problems. Compared to buying the movies from the movie makers, they'll sell it for the same as those empty 10-pack. Yeah, same price. Right. Lawyers tried to say it created a market of shared tapes that were sold. No proof, just their image of people. It created a market of shared tapes? Really? So if I downloaded, if I copied Pinocchio, Disney's Pinocchio, on VHS, they thought that copy of Pinocchio that I took on VHS off TV with commercials and all, it was then being sold repeatedly. That's nuts. That is absolutely insane. I copy things in my mind. I don't own Labyrinth either. Dark Crystal? Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, Legend. Let's both get on that. Then jerk off to it later. Oh. Listen. What? I'm asking. Dark Crystal's another one I forget. I need to get a copy of too. Just everything that has Muppets. But yeah, that's the unfortunate bit about what's going on with the Switch 2 and Microsoft and PlayStation. Also, if you guys didn't know, Microsoft is releasing or allowing PlayStation to have a copy of Gears of War on PlayStation. I forgot the name of it. Reloaded, maybe? Reloaded. A remastered version of the original 2006 game. It's already been remastered. It was called Gears of War Ultimate. Will be coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC on August 26, 2025. This marks the first time the Gears of War franchise is available on PlayStation, a significant move for Microsoft as they continue to tear down exclusivity walls. That means they're panicking. That means they're like, they need money. Because if they were Nintendo would never give away Zelda, would never give away Mario on another console, because they would know, in order for you to play Zelda, you have to buy a Nintendo box. It's what you gotta do. If they sold it so that somebody else could play it, this is why they're so hard on emulation. If they found out that somebody else could work it on something else, they'd be losing money. Because no one would buy their fucking systems. They would just start buying their games. And that's what happened with Sega. Like, Sega just gave up the console thing, and they're like, oh, we'll just work on games. And Microsoft, I feel, is doing that now, too. They just want to work on games. They don't care if you... whatever console. Because it's just too much work. This game will feature 4K resolution, 120 frames per second support, and cross-play and cross-progression across all platforms, allowing players to experience the game that started the franchise in a modern, high-fidelity version. One person was saying if you... one site was saying that if you had the Gears of War Ultimate, which was the Xbox One version, upscaled, remastered version of the game, you could get it on the Xbox Series X or S for free. Not sure how that worked, but yeah. Oh, the remastered game includes the full breadth of content from Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was released in 2015. That was 10 years ago. When was the original? 26. Oh god, it's 20 years. Will be available for $39.99. Players who already own Gears of War Ultimate Edition will receive Gears of War Reloaded as a free upgrade. Additionally, the game will be included in Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, whatever, who gives a shit. 2-player co-op, yada yada. We know this. It's an old game, folks. Never remade 2 or 3. But they remade that first one, and they keep remaking the first. It's such cheap shit. Probably because it was easier to do. Easier to upgrade this one that was already remastered once than to remaster the second one, which hasn't been touched yet. Yeah, and Gears of War E-Day, set 14 years before the events of Gears of War, does not have a release date yet. That one could be shit as well. The Gears of War franchise is floundering just as bad as probably Halo is, where they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with wherever the fuck they were taking the story, and now they don't know what to do. So now they're flailing and like, well, we gotta make something happen, money. Possibly one of the worst things that happened to gaming was for it to become as popular as it is. Because they're saying it is like the #1 entertainment, entertainment money-making thingamahoo, whatever. It's like it's more than movies, it's more than a lot of other things, because they're sinking millions and millions of dollars into a game, and they're hoping, and this is why they're doing live service games and all these things that are extremely predatory and taking advantage of people, is because they want to get that money back. They'll sink a bunch of money into it because everyone's hoping they get Fortnite. Everyone's hoping they get that live service game where they're like, we don't really have to do much, just pop out a thing here and there, and the idiots, the pay pigs, just keep eating the slop and giving us money. We don't have to do anything. That's what they want to do. They basically just want your money without giving you anything if they can possibly get away with it. That's what's going on. I'm not sure if that's always been the mentality, because at a point in time I felt like companies were like, all right, we do want to give them a good product. We also want their money. So, in order to get the most amount of money from people, we have to make a really good product. Now it just seems like if we can put these people over a barrel, we can get their money, and we don't even have to give them a product. Or the product we give them just has to be a little bit better than the worst thing imaginable. It's so bad. Oh, my messaging paused. Why did it pause? Whoops. I got stuck. Why did it stuck? Mine is the second thing to go. The only movies I own are like ones I got when Blockbuster was basically giving away movies. What? Why? The backup of rotting media has been a DRM nightmare issue. They keep claiming or trying to that you only own rights when it's from the original media. Catch-all is unauthorized duplicate is strictly prohibited. Paranoid losers, yeah. They thought it would get lost or people die and then these get grabbed, etc. Sure. Excuse me. Tunica, you never heard of Legend? It's a neat film. It's Ridley Scott. The guy who did Gladiator and Alien and Gladiator 2. See what the Legend trailer looks like. It's got Tim Curry in it. What? Is that really the same name of the movie? Like it's Legend 2? Whatever. 1985. Bitch ass Nintendo needs to give up their games now. They won't. They might not have a choice soon. They're gonna fight kicking and straight. I don't even know if push comes to shove, they may just die with the rights. Like, they're not going to get rid of them because they know that's just money. Like, it would have to really be bad for them to piss away that money. And Babby Tom Cruise, yeah. Upgrade path thing, old tech usually means you are just making new game look like old game. Yeah. So the easiest path for money is grab the best. Easiest path for money grab is best, yes. Can't be worse than continuing after 5, am I right? Might be. It kind of was. Yeah, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner that way. They brought out all these characters, and then the very next game, like between Halo 5 and Infinite, they just dropped a bunch of threads. Like they didn't know where they were going with it, so they're like, ignore it. That character dead. That character missing. We don't know. Whatever. This character dead. Missing. Villain. Yeah. Legend is so good. You're biased. It's like Path of Least Resistance is human nature. Right. Video game Golden Ring. But I imagine Tom Cruise was miscast. You always say that. The land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, as they say. Correct. Yeah, Alien. Yeah, Alien... Gladiator 2. How excited is everyone for Fallout Season 2 in December? Kinda. like, I enjoyed the first season well enough. I hate Maximus with an undying passion of a burning star. I hate his character so fucking much. And it's not just because it's like, I don't like... because his character's a jerk or something. It's like, they wrote that character so stupid. Not intelligent, lacking, kind of. But, like, inconsistent. The fact that Maximus, he starts out as, like, a Brotherhood of Steel guy. Okay, fine. Then there's that moment where they're crossing the bridge where he like shows some capability, where he's like, okay, there's danger around us. We can't trust these people. And then immediately after that goes back to being stupid. Like, he doesn't detect threats and he just kind of doesn't give a shit. Like, weird consistency. Did you, like, get written by a different person? You were capable here and then stupid here. At least be, like, in terms of military and threat assessment and stuff like that, have him be capable there, but maybe, like, socially stupid. Have him be like, yeah, his charisma gone, but he's high in perception when it comes to like threats. That makes sense to me. But they just kind of made him like goofy whenever they could make him goofy. I don't think he fit the role very well. I think there were better actors for it. I can't believe I've never even heard of this film. All right, we got to watch the trailer. You peoples.
Something really special that I've been promising to show you. Always go now, because I'll only be here for a short while.
What is this music?
Don't you trust me?
I trust you, Lily. Nothing is more magical. As long as they roam the earth,
Unicorn.
evil can never harm the pure of heart.
Also, doesn't he have like a weird accent too? Practical effects. Not to be viewed with the last unicorn.
Darkness has sent the goblins back for the mayor. It's not safe to stay here. You'll have to hurry. Leave now.
Fucking goblins.
Must find what's happened to my Lily.
A great tree. When evil anarchy ruled the land, the wicked came here to sacrifice.
I don't feel like this is the original trailer. Because for a trailer in the 80s, it'd be like, in a world. It's not that. It's like somebody fan-made this. Yeah, it looks like fucking fan-made. Possibly because we can't find a version of the original trailer. Back to music. I don't have a specific one in mind. Just the actors at the time could have been better if you actually have talked about it before. You have had ones in mind. So excited. NCR Ranger Power Armor. Where is your power armor? I meant Gear 5, but yeah, Halo already cooked at this point. There are lore masters all over YouTube with more knowledge than entirety of 343, I'm sure. 343 doesn't exist anymore. They changed it and made it like Halo Studios. As if that changes anything. But yeah, Halo 5, they went all in on Kate. They went all in on Kate's story. Why? They threw JD to the side and kind of made him a jerk. They didn't make him a jerk, but they tried to make him like the villain of the story, and like Kate's the real protagonist. Why? This is just like Halo 5, where it's like, we're following Locke. I don't give a fuck about Locke. Show me Blue Team. Maximus had a writer and a director involved in that outcome of what we saw. Yes, yeah. So it's not, I'm not blaming him as the actor. I'm blaming the writer and the character. Written like Jon Snow. Seriously. Maximus is the idiot savant. Well, I need a little bit more savant and a little less idiot, please. Found another orb in Colombia. The thing that's frustrating is, like, it works if you're looking at it from a video game perspective. But this is not supposed to be the video game. This is supposed to be a show. It would flow a lot better from a storytelling, but, like, they're not doing rolls. Like, they're not telling you their stats or anything like that. Even in playing through Fallout, he would be like an NPC character. He's not a player character. He's an NPC character. And if the NPC character was an idiot savant, you'd be like, that's fucking weird. You should be either dumb at a thing or good at a thing. I don't think I ever met an idiot savant NPC character. They were just whatever they were. Tim Curry is the shit in this. Yeah. That music was key to its magic. I don't think that was the original trailer. I think this might be the original trailer. Maybe? Yeah, because this is a Ridley Scott film. This probably feels better as an original trailer. It's called a pan flute, and it's majestic. Sure. Yeah, okay. You can tell it's young Tom Cruise because his center tooth isn't quite in the center of his face yet. Yeah, what the fuck was that about? Was it... Because he had fucked up teeth before. He was in, oh god, what was that? He was in a movie with Patrick Swayze and a couple other guys. The Outsiders, was it? Where it was like the Greasers versus the Socs or whatever the frick it was. He had kind of messed up teeth at that point. I don't remember it. We're gonna get the voiceover?
Through the ages.
Yay!
The powers of good and evil have been at work.
It's Frollo!
Through the passages of time.
It's the guy who does the voice of Frollo from
probe and distinguish between myth
Hunchback
and fact.
See, this feels like a trailer from the 80s.
What is purity? What is corruption?
Look, ugly one-horned
And
mule.
what is evil? We still search for the answer. The confrontation between the forces has captured the imaginations
Set
of
design so
civilization's
good.
greatest philosophers, poets, and writers.
Judge her with your heart.
You can tell she's evil because she has a unibrow. Yeah. Yeah.
Not your eyes.
See? Evil brow.
Now, through the cameras of one of the most innovative filmmakers of our generation, comes a motion picture to fire the spirit, to excite the senses. Captivate the eye. I am darkness. Ridley Scott's
Spoilers.
legend.
Yeah, good movie. I thought it would have been more significant if the Lord of Darkness found the ring in the lake. Sold. I'll beat the shit out of all of them. They did trailer build-outs for DVDs when that kicked off. It's possibly a rip of those. They were different than the originals. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it could also be like a fan... a lot of people on YouTube would be like, this is what I would do for a student project or something like that. Like, take a movie and make a trailer out of it. That's a fairly common thing I think students had to do. I had to do it one time. Well, I had to provide music for a trailer in a music tech class that I took in high school. Just put me in those situations and want me kick ass like Indiana Jones. No, you're too busy doing power squats, Dag. You can't kick ass. You're working on your ass. And then the VHS tapes had similar quirks. Not always theater trailers to advertise upcoming tape releases. Yeah, true. Frollo, even better. Yeah, you didn't hear it? Ever seen Reba McEntire's teeth? No. She looked like Bucky's mascot? Reba had fucked up teeth? So far, I'm just seeing teeth. You're not showing me the old teeth. Holy crap, that hair. I'm not seeing bad teeth. Where am I seeing bad teeth? The behind the scenes info for this movie is fantastic. Do you have like a special edition of it? VHS pre-roll of previews created interest in other rentals. Worked well. Yeah. It was risky business where Cruise had the correct teeth after that. Trying to recall. Has to be. Risky business. Tom Cruise teeth. When I was a kid, I would watch cartoons and think to myself, I would just beat the shit out of everyone. His teeth were noticeably misaligned and featured chips and a pronounced overbite, as seen in his role in The Outsiders. In 2001-2002, he opted for invisible braces with ceramic brackets to straighten a few teeth. Additionally, he has crowns or veneers to correct stubborn imperfections and achieve a more symmetrical smile. According to dental experts, he likely had his teeth whitened and possibly underwent orthodontic treatment to align his teeth. His dental work has contributed to his iconic smile and has been a significant part of his public image. Man, I had braces. I actually have to go to the orthodontist on Thursday to get a new retainer because my retainer broke. One of the wires broke off, and it's been like 20 years since I had that retainer, so now they use like Invisalign stuff all the time. It was pretty cool when I went into the orthodontist for them to get scanned for like the new ones. I thought they were going to do a mold like they did 20 years ago. They don't do molds anymore. They take this wand and they just like scan your mouth with it. Scan each tooth, scan everything, and then just send that data off to whoever makes the retainers. I got that done on Monday. On Thursday, I can pick up my retainer. It's that fast. But yeah, this one tooth here, it's being a bit of a pill, and it keeps like receding back because it used to be below my bottom teeth. It was way back there, so they had to like basically lasso it and pull it forward with my braces. So there was a period of time I couldn't close my mouth entirely because it was hitting that tooth. But once it got pulled all the way forward in front of those teeth, I could close my mouth, and they just kept pulling it forward. But now it's trying to like come back in, and every now and then if I close my teeth, I can kind of feel it. So it's kind of unsettling. A lot of money for fucking teeth work. It's kind of, I should have been an orthodontist. All things considered, I should have been an orthodontist. You have to find an old video of her singing at rodeos when she was unknown. Oh, okay. So before she was even Reba. Okay. I was an angry kid. My dad was a dick. Guess not, but a smile on the cover of the movie was pretty pearly.
That's what you get for eating too much cheddar cheese. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
No. It helped me eat the cheddar cheese. It was like layered teeth. I could eat more cheese that way. I was more efficient. Now I'm less efficient. No. I've never had braces. Imagine having braces and then playing trumpet. That was fun. I'd get done playing in band, and then I'd just like take my upper lip and just kind of pull it out, and it would like peel off of my braces. There'd be a line underneath. Well, that reward got 8. Should have scanned your cock. We're making braces for that. That can't be braced. I will not be braced. Did your orthodontist tell you that you were eating too much or too little cheese? No, it never came up. Why? Why would he ask that? You can still be an orthodontist in Mexico. I can be anything I want. Can I be an astronaut in Mexico? Or as a time traveler? Oh, man. Reba bad teeth. We'll see if it has on the Brave site. Maybe not. No way, man. I'd have to go to Google. Oh. Thank you. There it is. Hello? Shut up. Oh, that's not bad.
Don't listen to him. He's drunk on cheese.
I mean, maybe, but I've seen worse teeth. I've seen people from England. Her teeth they're not like super straight or anything. I think Tom Cruise's teeth are worse. Hers are kind of cute. You know, a little bucky, sure, but cute. But then Tom Cruise's bad teeth. There's that like infamous image. Not this one. That one. This one. It doesn't help that it looks like he's scowling. Yeah, that. Oh my god, that is awful. I used to wear braces, then I got sick of them and got rid of them over 20... What do you mean, got rid of them? Did you just, like, pop them off your teeth? Like some sort of troglodyte? Astronauts are now all female, according to recent events. So no, you can't. Even in Mexico. Boo! I'll take my taco and go home. 24 years ago, more like, while in high school. Again, did you just pop them off? I got Need for Speed Underground on PC with all the trimmings. Oh, nice. Now Gary Busey has some nice buckers. Dude, he got into a motorcycle accident and they had to pull his face up over his face. Some nonsense like that. Risky business with the sunglasses back there. Those look like fake teeth. Yeah. Like this? Sure. Could have veneers. They had to what? Yeah. Gary Busey motorcycle accident. Yeah. It's kind of why he looks a little messed up. Okay, now they look wrong, but it's right after Labyrinth. Don't search it. I will tell you. There won't be a visual for it. In 1996, Busey publicly announced that he was a Christian, saying, "I'm proud to tell Hollywood I'm a Christian. For the first time, I'm now free to be myself." He cites the motorcycle accident and a 1995 cocaine overdose as events that strengthened his Christian faith. Oh, there it is. 1988, Busey was severely injured in a motorcycle accident in which he was not wearing a helmet. His skull was fractured and he suffered permanent brain damage. 88. So if Gary Busey has acted weird since 88, that's why. He was not wearing a helmet. 97, Busey underwent successful surgery to remove a plum-sized cancerous tumor from his sinus cavity. Plum-sized? The growth was found after he began suffering nosebleeds. What the fuck? How do you have a plum-sized tumor and you'd be like, whatever, just pull it out? Scraped them off and told the dentist to go fuck himself. You mean the orthodontist? Although he had a smoking hot assistant that I tried to hook up with, but nothing happened. Anyways, yes, I scraped them off. Alright. Oh, hey, I was almost born. Yeah, right, cool. Why change the name of Dead Reckoning Part 2 to Final Reckoning when it's still called Part 1? Either commit to the Part 1 or Part 2, don't do it. I don't know. I don't know the reason for the name change on it, honestly. I think because they thought Dead Reckoning didn't do very well. So then they're like, well, let's just call it something new, and because it didn't perform really well, but it didn't bomb either. Why Dead Reckoning Part... Oh, that's not how you spell it. Part 2 name change. Your sinus cavity is larger than you think, oddly. Plum? Plum, though. Plum. I'm thinking plum is like a bit bigger than a golf ball. I don't know what kind of plums you eat. I got plums that are about the size of a golf ball. Bit bigger than a golf ball. Primarily due to the disappointing box office performance of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, and the need to distance the franchise from the perceived failure of the first part. The film's underwhelming performance, despite positive reviews, was exacerbated by the massive success of Barbie and Oppenheimer, which dominated the box office during the same period. This led to a re-evaluation of the franchise's marketing strategy and a decision to simplify and change the title to avoid confusing potential viewers who might not have seen the first part. I can see that. Because honestly, all Mission Impossible movies are relatively connected, but then relatively standalone. So I don't know why with this one, possibly because it was the last. That's why they like Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2, Twilight Part 1 and 2 for the last one to make it seem like a big deal. I don't think they needed to do that. And like they said, it didn't perform very well. Unfortunately, Barbie and Oppenheimer cleared it out, which is strange because first off, no one's talking about Barbie anymore. Some memes, every now and then, Ken memes, okay, but no one's really talking about Barbie anymore. And Oppenheimer is more than forgotten. We're moving on to the next Nolan movie, which is The Odyssey, and the casting for that looks whack. Plums are about the same size as golf balls. I've had some that are a bit larger. I'm reading that and it's BS excuse. Alright, then you fit the $1 million that they're going to be missing from it. Racquetball. A racquetball one? Yeah. What will Tom Cruise do now that Mission Impossible is over? I don't know, just do his own stunts, but then, do his own stunts, but don't record it? Ah, fuck. I'm leaning too far in one direction and starting to, like, make a muscle in my torso cramp. Yeah. There we go. That's better. Miss Clifton, I have a question. Miss Clifton? Miss Clifton? I never had a Miss Clifton. Oh, fuck. Ugh. Buh. So there you go. That's why the name changed. I thought it was relatively similar to that. Well, it's 11:16, so I have 15 minutes to go through all these videos that I had set up that I wanted to go through. I tried to, at about 11 o'clock, start kind of wrapping things up. We go to the YouTubes, watch some trailers, and talk about those a bit before winding down. I want to get done by about 11:30. This is Godzilla X Kong Supernova, and it's just basically a teaser. It doesn't really show much. I'm sure there's a bunch of little Easter eggs and stuff around over here. Feeling cute might die later on this plant. Was that Discord? Or is it Teams? I know what operating system that is. What the fuck? Never seen it. It's like it's imitating, maybe it's some sort of Linux distro. The last one did relatively good. I had a fun time watching it. I don't remember much of it. It was a good time. That's about it. But that seems to be kind of the way of things now. It's like shows and movies are just kind of, you watch them once and be like, alright, I had fun, okay, bye. And then you just forget about them. It's unfortunate.
I got into it.
Nothing really stays in the pop culture zeitgeist anymore. Stop distracting me with braces and plum talk. Plum braces! Cozy said it was good too. The last movie, yeah. Big monkey fight big lizard with Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, that's about it. Wait, are they making they're making The Old Guard 2? A Netflix movie, they're making a sequel to a Netflix movie. Okay. Alright. Let's see about the legacy of Riri Williams on Disney Plus.
Marvel, as a kid, going to comic book shops. I was really big on X-Men and all of the offshoots, like X-Factor and Wolverine. When Ironheart came out, I remember the buzz around the industry. I was really excited. In 2016, Brian Michael Bendis, a really famous creative in the comic book world, created a character, Riri Williams.
Yeah, and by that time, Brian Michael Bendis' writing style had gotten kind of stale or up its own butt, basically. Like, he was kind of hot shit after he wrote for Ultimate Spider-Man. He did a very good job on Ultimate Spider-Man. But much like a lot of good writers, he just degraded for some reason. His writing style suffered, and he just started leaning into things that he shouldn't have instead of writing for good stories. It's unfortunate, because he used to write good stuff. When he wrote for Avengers, that was pretty good. But then it was a lot of Joss Whedonisms. You get a lot of the snark and stuff, but it was good enough.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy, but in the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship.
Tony was still dead. Tony was dead. I believe it was after Civil War II which that was another stupid story to happen. Well, first off, you called it Civil War 2, like it was a sequel. And then, yeah, he's just like not an AI, but more like a virtual intelligence.
He was kind of advising her, and eventually she got her own identity as Ironheart.
No, she didn't. Like, yeah, it's her own identity, but she's still like, tell me your favorite Riri Williams story. It was the same thing I was asking Green the other day. It's like, tell me your favorite Shang-Chi story. Did he fight the Hulk? Did he save an orphan? Did he fight a drug dealer? Like, what's your top Riri Williams story that's like really shook Marvel and really did, like, it's her own story? It wasn't a crossover or anything, because that's what they're doing now. They just keep doing crossover stories with all these characters, shoehorning them in instead of like, that's a failed character, get rid of them. Look at here. There's already a bunch of downvotes on this.
It was really exciting for me bringing that character into the MCU and Wakanda Forever.
The story of Ironheart is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
It's really about her proving herself and achieving her own legacy.
Proving herself when she's already the best. Good job.
I'm very excited to get a heavy-hitting introduction.
It was really great to
You had an introduction. You were in Wakanda Forever. What?
have Ryan as an executive producer. He really helped with the storytelling of Ironheart. The comic books and Wakanda Forever did a really great job of laying a backstory for Riri and her origin story. In our series, we're telling the story of what happens the days after Wakanda in the formative years of the superhero.
What's cool about her is she's a bit disruptive.
The formative years, she had a fully functioning suit in Wakanda Forever. And this is starting off with, they like took the suit from her. That is, she had the suit. That would be like, again, an established... They are doing things so wonky and backwards. They would be like having an established character with their superhero powers and then regressing them just to tell the origin. They did the same thing with Black Panther and Civil War. Black Panther and Civil War was the best Black Panther we ever got. Then they had his Black Panther movie come out, and it was like, but wait, he has the Black Panther power. He is Black Panther. Why then in his Black Panther movie do they need to pull his power away to have him do the ceremony to earn the power? He had it before. What the fuck? They have to roll things back to do it again because they can't move forward properly because they don't know how to fucking write. He uploaded his consciousness. Boo hiss. I hope it flops worse than Snow White. We won't be able to tell because it's Disney Plus numbers. The only way you can tell when something's really, really bad on Disney Plus, they removed it. Like the Willow series. The Willow series was the only, so far, the only series that was so bad, they removed it off of Disney Plus. That's how bad we can tell it is. Everything else is just like, well, it's kind of good enough. It's really about DEI hiring and virtual signaling to an abyss that no one gives a shit about. Yeah.
Be small.
It's the forcing nature of, like, this is a character that doesn't sell comics. Why should she get her own show?
I refuse. Which really sets her apart than our show.
He might be a hero after all.
I love how this story takes Riri on a totally new journey. I want to build something undeniable. Something iconic.
Riri, I see you. Waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
That's not even Red Hood.
I'm very excited about Ironheart. I'm honored to have the opportunity.
Red Hood is now a Hispanic.
Delivering these stories that people love so much.
Let's get to work.
When was it? Trailer tomorrow? What was today? 11 hours ago. So the Ironheart trailer will be tomorrow, and that won't be a Talking Tuesday. June 24th. Okay. She builds her own suit. More gooder. Yeah, she does build her own suit, but she's able to build her own suit just because she's smart. Because she's another child prodigy, a child genius. She's a child genius. The girl from Quantum Mania is a child genius. Whatever his face's daughter, I forgot her name. But they have all of these like genius children everywhere. They're like a dime a dozen all over the place. Everyone's a genius child. Where's the average child who's like, you know, I struggle in school, I don't really get it, but you know, my heart's in it. I really want to do something with my life. I want to be a part of something. I want to help people, but I'm not as good as the other. Like, this is a Captain America story. He's not as good as everyone else, but he's got a lot of heart. That's something that everyone can kind of relate to. Not all of us can relate to being a super genius, going to MIT, and building things of our own. Yo, dog, I heard they like Iron. More Iron. Yeah, Red Hood. Isn't he a DC character? Maybe I misspoke. I think there's a Red Hood Marvel character. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, there's another one in Marvel. Parker Robbins. Supernatural powers after encountering an Asante demon and stealing his cloak and boots. Gained him invisibility and levitation. It's magic bullshit. He's kind of a cool character. He's just a crime lord type thing. But he's like, again, street level. She wears an Iron Man suit. So I don't know. I guess it could. The story is like she's going to be on the run. And she's basically going to have to steal parts in order to make her suit. Bruh. Miles Morales. Yeah, and Miles Morales is another character. It's like, where are his own villains? If you want a character to stand on their own, separate from whatever ties you have against them, they need their own villain. You can't have them have sloppy second villains from every other superhero that you just run across and see how they... No, they need their own villain. Somebody they pissed off, somebody they hurt, somebody that's out to get them specifically. You need their... Heroes are made by their villains. Batman has a great rogues gallery. That's why Batman's one of the best heroes. His rogues gallery better than Superman's rogues gallery. Flash has got a really good rogues gallery. Spider-Man's got a really good rogues gallery. So that's what you need in order to make him stand apart. Miles should not be having Spider-Man's, Peter Parker's villains. Miles should have only Miles villains. Sure, they may dick around with other things every now and then, but create some new villains. They can't create new. I know, I just said a bad. Create some new villains to deal with these new superheroes, to have them stand separately. Wait until 10 years from now when they redo this movie with a white actress. They won't. They absolutely... It won't. One, it won't last that long. Two, I don't even know if comic books are going to last 10 years. It's going to be derivatives of derivatives. Miles actually did get his own villain recently, turns out. Don't care. Fuck him. Recently? How long has he been around? He should have got his own villain like day one, at least within the first year of himself. But he's been sloppy seconds from the word go. Finally getting him a new villain now? Damage is already done. No one's reading your fucking comic. That's another thing that I can't find the comic sales on. How am I supposed to be... Okay, so I'm pulling stuff out of my ass and saying that Miles' comic sales are garbage. Cool. I need to be able to prove that. Where can I go to prove that? I don't know I can. They keep fudging the numbers. But when they keep resetting the numbers on comics, going number one, keep reissuing number ones all the time, that means they're not selling. Because comics used to have giant runs where they'd be up to like issue 500 or so. Martian, once the Martian started pouring in, that's a whole new ball of wax. Martian. Miles' arch enemy is bad writing and poor comic sales. Yeah. Oh, right. So all the downvotes. So let's see what some of the comments are. This is from Marvel Entertainment, too, by the way. This isn't some other site that was just piggybacking off of it. First time I've seen Marvel talk about Ironheart in a minute. For real. They are so excited to release this thing in Eyes of Wakanda. Black people go, go, go. What's Eyes of Wakanda? I hope it's the last. No one likes her. She's just a terrible legacy replacement for Iron Man. At least... You could say with America Chavez from Multiverse of Madness, she was a relatively likable... They made her more likable than she is in the comics. Which that's an improvement. Riri in the Wakanda show was insufferable. And it seems like she's continuing on that type of trend of smarmy, entitled crap. Instead of her being like, man, I just want to help people. No, it's like, I have to make a place for myself. It's like, alright. Never heard of Ironheart until now. Sorry to do that to you then. Thought this was the trailer. Smart to release it when Ryan Coogler is dominating headlines from his Sinners success. And yeah, throwing him in there when he doesn't really have much to do with Ironheart. Maybe he's an executive producer, but he's not the one making it, so they're just tying his name to it. Oh, from the Sinners director. It's crazy how the show has been ready to go since 23, and she's been introduced in a movie that was released in 22, and we're just now getting the trailer officially. It shows it's kind of crap. Writing acting strike happened during the year you mentioned. It still doesn't mean that they couldn't have done something more. Promoted it in some way. I also assume they took the extra time to improve the CGI. Sure, you keep assuming that. I see no improvement. Give Ryan Coogler an X Factor film and let that man cook. I'm so tired of fans doing shit. Give this guy this thing and let him cook. He makes one good thing and you think he can handle all this other stuff? Ironheart's main way of marketing is just showing Ryan Coogler. I mean, yeah, this will work. Give Ryan Coogler the X-Men. They've done that before, where they have like an outstanding director on something and they're like, give them this big project. They did one good thing. And then they get that big project and then choke. And they go, oh, well, I guess you're not hot shit. For instance, Chronicle. I forgot the guy who directed Chronicle. But then they get Josh Trank, I think. Then they gave him Fantastic Four. They gave him that Fantastic Four movie because they were like, well, Chronicle was good. All these directors doing these like small indie films where they have control, creative control, and they can really cultivate something that they want in their vision. Then they're like, okay, now you get this multi-million-dollar budget, and you have to do this big thing, and you have to do what we tell you. And then they crumple because they're like, well, I just wanted to make my stuff. And then they're like, oh, I guess you're not that good. And then they're like, their whole career just explodes. More like crumples. Explodes might be they get popular, but yeah, their whole career just kind of gone. Oh, I guess you're not hot shit. It's like I did this one thing that I wanted to do that I had control over. You just gave me a crap ton of money that I have to manage all this stuff and talk to all of these bigwig studio fuckers and try to figure out what's going on. Dark Avengers or X-Force would be cool. I think they need to stop. I'm still waiting for a DC Dark cartoon with the Batman who laughs. They've done some DC Dark cartoons with like magic and stuff with Constantine. They implode, not explode. Right. But the thing is, like, explode could also be used for, like, damaging force. Explode could mean, man, that guy gained in popularity. He exploded. He's all over the place. Or he couldn't take it and he erupted and, like, yeah, he exploded and now he's dead and gone. There are many, many different terms for the same thing. Hey, Newtoot. Laughing Bat's been out of circulation so long, I'm surprised anyone remembers him. Yeah, they haven't been really talking about it. Okay, Fallout 3 intro in Unreal Engine 5.
I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Of course, it's like pre-rendered. Meh. Of course, I think this is just for funsies, not a playable project. Yeah, it's just for funsies. Doom Dark Ages official launch trailer, which dropped 4 days ago. I didn't know it had an official trailer. But man, this game looks solid. The term imploding can mean to have a big fail. Right, right. But I was just saying, like, exploding could also mean that they failed. If your reactor explodes, it's kind of a problem.
Weaponry deployed.
A lot of people are saying the shield is a big mechanic of the game.
Impact confirmed.
Which I'm fine with.
The Slayer has been activated.
Giant mech? Going to play Doom Dark Ages on stream? Yes, but I don't know when. I do want to play it on stream, but I got Cyberpunk to play. Downloadable content. Yeah, for skins that you probably won't see because you're playing as the character. Wait, was that Hogwarts Legacy? Some new Hogwarts Legacy thing? Oh, is it just, it's just for Nintendo Switch too. See, that's the thing I've always gotten fucking irritated by. It's like, hey, you can play this game on the Switch. Yeah, I already played it like 5 years ago when it came out on PC or any other device. Why are you trying to act like it being on the Switch is a big thing? I'm not going to buy it again. For those handful of people that were waiting for it to be on the Switch, they're going to be happy, I guess. Took me a long time to understand someone kills it mean they did good, not bad. I mean, it depends on the context. Yeah, in certain contexts. Captain Sentinel. Saw one negative game rag headline hit piece in passing and assumed it must be pretty good then. Sure. Young ladies don't play fighting games. Official teaser trailer. I think this is an anime? Yeah, it's an anime. Saw the thumbnail for it and I thought it might be kind of good. Gotta wait until the middle age to play. Yes. Well, this is not English. Do you think it's partnered with Capcom? Because this is actual Street Fighter footage. Oh man, they have to be partnered with Capcom. So instead of making a Street Fighter anime, they're making an anime about playing Street Fighter. Oh, it looks like it is an actual manga. That's kind of funny to me. Wait, what's this? Oh, I'm confused. Capcom, we've given up trying to make Street Fighter story into anime. We're going with a different approach. Yeah. They animated them being sweaty. This looks like an ad. Yeah. See how Tekken anime went? Try something else. Yes. Alien Rogue Incursion Part 1 Evolved Edition official trailer. Oh, I think this is the VR. This is the VR game. Excuse me. Parts they're gonna be September. Oh yeah, Nobody 2 trailer dropped. I like the first Nobody trailer. So we have Nobody, and then we have the Do I have the Ballerina trailer? Yeah, Ballerina. It's gonna be interesting because the first Nobody, he's basically like an accountant, I think, but he's like a super spy assassin at the maybe super assassin, not a super spy. But yeah. Both Street Fighter and Tekken stories are hard to compress into a show, especially since basically nothing happens overall. Yeah, it does depend.
I've come to terms with the fact that you don't have an average job.
You guys having fun at the convention?
And he does his stunts
But we
too.
haven't seen you in months.
What happened to your eye?
Somebody found me at the game.
What game?
The one you missed.
And summer break's just a few days away.
We should do something. Strictly family time.
Come on, kids. It can be an adventure.
Oh lord. Christopher Lloyd is in it too.
this.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd plays his dad.
I am just so happy that we're all together.
Hey, city boy.
Hey!
Get out of here. Let's go right now.
I understand protecting your sister, but there are other ways to handle things. I left my phone.
Hutch, no!
Uh-oh.
Well, I like your way better.
What the hell, Hutch? On our first date?
I think I stumbled into something.
You're vacationing in an old bootlegging route. Full of drugs, crooked cops, and one woman who controls it all. You didn't take your family there, did you?
What's that?
Yeah. You'll want to de-escalate the situation.
De-escalate. No escalating. Guys, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm here on vacation.
Find this nobody. Scorched earth.
I just want a break.
There's no way you were
looks
just
so
some
familiar.
family man.
That's a Hank's son, I know that.
We all have different sides. But most of all, you're a dad. Go fix this shit.
I told you.
I'm on fucking vacation!
Who is that? IMDb, nobody. Two. There we go. Christopher Lloyd got to be 100 by now. He's pretty old now. How many more power fantasy X something film can we stomach? I agree with you. I agree with you because like at first I was like I liked the first Nobody, but now it's like yeah that's kind of the deal. It's like we've had the Nobody films, John Wick films, every single Jason Statham film. Like it all just kind of the thing that Nobody did different was that you wouldn't expect this of Bob Odenkirk. If Jason Statham's in a movie and he's doing action man stuff, it makes sense because Jason Statham has always done action man stuff. Keanu Reeves, he's done action man stuff. Bob Odenkirk has not. So for him to do all these stunts and stuff like that was a big draw to the film. That was the thing that wasn't like everything else. It made it stand out. Creator of Nobody said that IP exists in the John Wick universe and wants a crossover movie. I could have sworn somebody between the two, like between John Wick and Nobody, like they worked on both films. Nobody versus Working Man. Yeah. Okay, so who's that woman? It was Sharon Stone! Michael Ironside! I like Michael Ironside. Great voice. Excellent voice. Daniel Bernhardt, I believe he's like in everything. He's like a stunt guy who's in fucking everything. Yeah, he's in John Wick, Matrix, Atomic Blonde. Yeah, stunts, yeah. He's a pretty cool guy. Michael Ironside. Oh, that's right. He's the father-in-law. Because he was in the first film, I think. if I remember correctly. But yeah, Sharon Stone is her. Okay, and then Colin Hanks. All right. I need to rewatch the first film. It's been a bit. It has been a bit. All right. A similar vein, but kind of flipped around. Here's the trailer for Ballerina, which is in the John Wick universe. But like I was saying before, I have a feeling that this is basically going to be a bunch of stuntmen who are going to be overly polite. Instead of Nobody, where Bob Odenkirk is beating people, and it makes it a little bit more convincing. It did seem like a lot of those stuntmen were still, like, being a little too easygoing with things. Like, once you don't believe that the person doing the fighting is literally doing the fighting, it's kind of hard to follow up. Like, again, 80-pound dripping wet, tiny little 5-foot nothing, maybe woman fighting 300-pound guys and throwing them around. Starts getting a little, I don't know. Yay for more fight scenes that gonna flood YouTube shorts. Sure. Sure. Nobody also skipped a lot of the narrative, which gave it more appeal. Yeah, this appears to follow, so just good fun, good guy versus bad guy. Yeah. I mean, we used to have 80s films that were just that. It was very simple, cheap, like, get it out there. Just do it. Cheeky, but that can be a good thing. Little Women throwing big people. Are we going over Last of Us again? Yeah. Not again. What kind of cheeks we talking? Cheeks we clap. Clapping cheeks.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
I know you. I know your pain.
This isn't done until they're dead.
Buena suerte, señorita.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
Those people that you're looking for, they're surrounding this hotel right now.
Oh, God.
Risen from the ashes, again and again.
Norman Reedus is in this too.
You don't choose to be a killer. You are chosen.
No, I chose this.
Consequences.
Risen from the ashes.
Oh, what the fuck?
Again and again.
No. The reason I'm saying no is because I thought Keanu was only going to be like a brief cameo, like he wasn't going to be in it that much. The more they have him in this movie, the more they make me want to see just him. I don't care about anything else. I just want Keanu as John Wick. Show me that. I don't want him only in it for 5 minutes and then, oh man. Cheap movies, you mean? Aren't they called cult movies? Cult movies are not necessarily... Calling something a cult movie doesn't mean it's cheap. It kind of means it has like an underground following. So it could have been an expensive movie that flopped, and then eventually people garnered support of it later. That can happen. That can become a cult movie. So what is this cinematic universe called? Every Man You? I mean, yeah. Everybody's an assassin. That's kind of what it's become too. As I've said before, the John Wick universe was so much better when it was just the first film, had a lot of mystery behind the world at large. But as the film franchise has gone on and they've fought in bigger areas, fucking everyone's got to be an assassin at this point, or at least know of the assassins that are supposed to be hidden, because they're fighting out in the open all the time. People are dying left and right. How do you not notice shit like this? There's not like secret parties happening everywhere where no one mentions anything. Everyone with their cameras and phones and stuff. Lacking mass appeal or lost in the release competition with other blockbusters. Look at these blockbusters. Did you look up the legit definition vape in it for cult? Some kid's soccer team are all assassins. That's what it feels like. Cult movies tend to be rip-offs of other films. Not always. There's been some cult films that were just like, blink and you miss it, and then it comes back around. Oh man, did you see that movie? Yeah, no one's ever heard of it. There are top movies that once had cult label, like 2001, Ancient Reference Point. Ah, yeah. Let my hands talk. Don't get too crazy.
Again and again. Again
See, that looked fine.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
Oh, Lance Reddick.
When you think of me, you should think of fire.
The whole concept behind John Wick was the fact that he was him. He was the guy. He, through sheer force of will, could do things. Now you have the ballerina, like, she can do it, like, all the assassins are able to do, like, again, that, one, makes John less special, and two, no. It just makes everyone else feel like a copy. Like, if everyone's John Wick, who gives a crap? John's whole deal was, like, he was sheer will made manifest. That was him. He was that guy. Which means everyone else has their breaking point and stops. Now everyone else is like, everyone else is a badass. Well, if everyone else is a badass, that means no one is. Did no one see Incredibles? Why are we going to the future, Doc? It's your kids, Marty. They're all assassins. I'd watch it. He was the tale you tell your children to keep them home at night. Baba Yaga. He was also the tale of the person even the best bad asses feared. Like they showed in the first one. Yeah. That fucking nobody was John Wick. Oh. Yeah. He was that guy. Which, again, sort of complain. Show, don't tell. They're telling you he's that guy. They never showed it, but they did eventually show it. Like, it was the aura. Now it's like, oh, it's ballerina lady. All right. Can I get another John Wick, please? Other people can be badasses, but not a badass on the same level as him. Sure, but how do you denote that? Because for some reason, I'm getting the feeling that they're going to try to do a thing where they're going to try to make her seem as badass as him. By fighting him. Like they do in this trailer. I didn't think they would be fighting in the trailer. That's what gave me like, oh, fuck no. Because if he was just going to do a cameo where he just kind of appeared and left, but he didn't fight anyone, or if he did fight someone, he wasn't fighting against her, then you're not putting them one-on-one like that. In which case, he should win. By a lot. Because he's John Wick. He was murdering people in the hundreds as they came after him. Biff Tannen is the best villain in all of cinema. Fight me. Why would I fight you? Butthead. Oh. But Anna de Armas is hot, so it's okay. Sure, yeah. Unfortunately, you're probably right. John Wick's second cousin is back in Ballerina 2, Tiptoe. Stop it! Stop it! John Wick reloading in the middle of combat, legendary. Lance Reddick, he passed away a while ago. This'll be his last appearance, I think. They're gonna make Keanu play John Wick until he's 90. Just watched Wick is Pain yesterday, which is a must-watch for any John Wick fan. It's a behind-the-scenes feature for the John Wick series. Great cast, great trailer. Love to see a new story in this world on the big screen. I need to watch that. I don't know where I can watch it at. What is it called? Wick is Pain. Ah! People will confuse Future Wick for Dr. Xavier because of the chair. Sure. Where is it? Documentary, sure. Released on digital platforms. Cool. Where do I fucking watch it? Prime, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Microsoft Fandango at Home, Xfinity, and YouTube. For a purchase of price of $9.99. Oh, are you... I'm not paying $10 to watch it on a service that I'm already paying for. I can wait.
Edward Marble Rival
Booty. Alright. It's getting to be that time, though. We're getting close to midnight here, so we should be probably wrapping up there. Got our Katina video. Did you hear about that retired wrestler who passed away just yesterday or Sunday? Sabu from ECW? Sabu. I don't think so. Sabu. PCW? Sabu. Oh, kinda. Passed away at the age of 61. Oh my god. That ain't that old. He was known for his refusal to speak, a gimmick he inherited from his uncle, the Sheik, who never spoke English in public to protect kayfabe. That's nuts. I wonder if he had any like heart conditions or stuff. Could have been drug use. Steroid tax, probably. Yeah, possibly. All right. Here we got our Katina Eats video, wrapping it up for the night. Taking on the undefeated 32-inch monster 8-pound burrito challenge at Las Fresas Mexican Grill in Van Buren, Arkansas. Hungry diners have just 45 minutes to finish a burrito loaded with steak, chicken, chorizo, shrimp, french fries, rice, refried beans, guacamole, sour cream, and veggies. Along the way, you must finish all of the sauces, including a huge bowl of queso and a bowl of chili colorado and salsa verde. Winners earn their meal for free, a groovy t-shirt, and a spot up on the Las Fresas Wall of Fame. Here, drink this bowl of cheese. I'm there. I'm in. A lot of wrestlers took a lot of steroids, rough on the heart and joints, big toll, like everything. Yeah, it is not good. That is not a good meal for a long car ride. Correct.
Oh my goodness.
Holy shit.
Massive. I normally compare burritos to babies.
The shrimp is on top?
More of a toddler.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
Thank you. What is up, Kilo Crew, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm in Van Buren, Arkansas at a place called La Fresas Mexican Grill, where I'm about to take on their 32-inch monster
Burrito by the foot. Yes! That's what I'm talking about.
Right now, and it is undefeated for a reason. This baby weighs in at right about 8 pounds and is absolutely loaded with meats.
Does she just eat one meal per week? I don't know. I think she does. She has like her training meals and stuff like that. Like normally when she's not eating like this, she's eating very bland, small food.
Sour cream, and then on the side I do have a big bowl of their queso and some sides of their chili colorado.
Self-edit jokes about the size and shape of said burrito.
45 minutes to finish all of this in order to win my meal for free, get myself a groovy t-shirt, and the very first spot up on the Wall of Fame here at La Fresas.
That's me.
I
have her turned down. Sorry.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's pull her hair back and get this challenge started. Thank you. I am so scared. All right. 45 minutes. All right. I think I'm going to start with the healthiest shrimp.
Look at those Tony's arms. She's a bodybuilder. Yeah, that's how she's able to like kind of do this. She works out a lot. It's like if she's not eating, she's working out.
Under 30 minutes. Thing is a toddler. Okay.
And that's a bit of more of the impressive nature of this. Is like you watch a big guy eat a lot, you're like, oh, cool, he put away a lot of food, whatever. Watch a little tiny woman do it, it's like, oh my. You're like breaking physics here. I think when they eat such a giant meal at once, they just poop most of it out without absorbing it. I guess we'll never know. We should never know.
I need to stop talking. I'm scaring myself. 1, 2, 3. It's burrito eating time. Let's go. I'm actually going to start with some of these scrimps.
Scrimps.
Oh, those are nice.
Is she eating the tail too? You monster. I never eat the shrimp tail.
Since we got to use the sauce anyway, let's try some of this queso.
I hope it's not that big coming out. It's like the South Park episode. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, 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 hot. I mean, she often looks about 5 months pregnant from this leaving the table.
I actually had to finish all of the sauces as mentioned, and this bowl of queso was
God,
more
imagine
of
having to just drink the salsa when you're not done.
At it because I had to get through the whole thing.
Eating the tail is heresy.
I
know
really bad.
you can do it. I just feels weird.
This thing barely closed.
Feels wrong. Like it's a handle that you use to eat the shrimp.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about like 4 burritos worth of burrito.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Again, the other thing I appreciate about Katina, she's not horking it down. She's eating it. She's like eating it like a normal person would. Kind of fast, but some of those other meal competitions, they're like unhinging their jaw and just like, and it's not good.
Relief to me that the chili verde wasn't
Does she say she fasts beforehand? I think so.
Nowadays when it comes to heat.
If not, she like walks or has like something light to kind of like get digestion going, but certainly not eating a lot beforehand. This isn't like a meal between her other meal. Hang on, she said something. And I just talked over probably important facts.
It was a huge relief to me that the chili verde wasn't too spicy. I am an absolute wuss nowadays when it comes to heat. So the chili verde actually added a really nice amount of spice and flavor to the burrito, and obviously added a little extra moisture so that it could go down.
She eats super lean, but heavy volume to keep stomach stretched. Right. Not day of, but days up to. Yeah, she has like training days where she's not going for a competition, not going for a challenge like this. She'll like go to a local fast food place and order a shit ton of food to make sure, you know, things stretch properly.
Honestly, the most intimidating part watching them build it was the 2 pounds of fries. I was like, oh my god, they're still adding. All right, round 2. Here we go.
I mean, there's just something fascinating about like the science behind eating a lot of food too. Reading in one of the photo shoots we found on pics of her as a bodybuilder. Oh, right, okay. She's really slarping that down. I had to make a word for it. Slarping. Otherwise, she eats like a rabbit when they do breaks.
One of the more intimidating things that I've ever witnessed being built as a food challenge. The more they kept piling inside of this burrito, the more nervous I got, and I began to realize exactly why this thing was undefeated.
Going full-on slarpage.
An absolute monster.
The skinny ends are down, the chunky middle is next.
Protein forward with the workouts, but still lean. Yeah, yeah.
I'm covered in the guac.
Make her eat this serving board too.
I question its ability
that comes later.
We'll try.
There have been times she eats the thing that she's supposed to eat, and then she lets the time go and then orders a dessert.
Okay.
And like adds it to the challenge.
Okay, that's the end of the chili verde.
So my strategy with the sauces was to start with the salsa verde first, and then move
Don't give
on
restaurants
to
ideas.
what
I don't want to pay for my
assumed would be
plate.
the super spicy salsa, or I believe it was chili Colorado.
You have to
next,
eat the
and then
card.
move on
Wait.
to the queso
Never
to
mind.
dampen the heat if it was too spicy for me.
Okay, let's try the red sauce. This looks spicy. I really hope it's not. This is red, like red. God, please don't die. All right, here we go.
How long does she have? 45 minutes. She's less than 10. And it looks like she's about half.
Bad. Okay. Hopefully it's not one of those that build.
You've seen the Great Outdoors scene with John Candy, right? Nothing left but gristle and fat. That's a great scene.
Maybe
That's
toughened
I
down
love
her.
The Great Outdoors. That's a great movie.
This is Arkansas spicy.
Big Bear chase. Big Bear. I have felt his
From
pain.
this one did actually end up building up over time, but hey, if I could handle it, I think that it really was a pretty mild sauce, and most people would be okay eating it.
Too bad that would be such a bad cut of steak. Blows his ass here over the shotgun lamp.
Oh, yeah.
Then the bear was bald on both ends. I really do think that John Candy was one of the great actors of our like he could have done more dramatic roles. He wasn't just funny fat man. Like he did good drama, and I think he is sorely missed.
Ooh. Y'all seen the meme of nothing's more of an attention hoe than a plate of fajitas? So true. Everyone turns
That's
their
what
head
that
like,
that's what that sound is. It's fajitas.
And with the loud
Sucks he died
arrival
right when he
of
hit
fajitas,
mainstream
I'm gonna
success.
leave you
Yeah,
guys to
like you
enjoy
had
the
Uncle
rest of
Buck,
this
which was
video.
like
Thank you
really
all so
showing
much
his
for
chops
watching, and I'll,
of him
course,
being
catch
a
you guys
really
in
good
the next
actor.
one.
And then yeah, he had a lot of like projects that were kind of misses. He took it really hard on himself. He thought he was a failure because of it. but he was beloved by everyone.
Oh, what did I get myself into?
Even all this time later, you never heard nasty stories about John Candy of like, oh, he was a prick. He was actually really mean. No, he was always the nicest guy. That's a lot of queso there you got, honey. What are you gonna do with the queso? Oh, bitch. Make it rain.
I'm just gonna go, it's cheesy broccoli soup. It's cheesy broccoli soup. Oh.
She still has like a half hour. He just liked to drink a bit and could be a little harsh with some jokes then, but still jokes. Not like the horror stories now. Oh, no. Like, yeah, the worse it got, it was, yeah, he would tell a joke or get a bit rowdy. That was it. Not like today where it's like, oh, he was doing lines of coke off of everyone's ass and punching hookers. That guy's arm is getting closer and closer. It's not even her husband, or her fiance, I guess. Randy, I think, is probably standing somewhere around the camera. He's also a competitive eater. It's kind of funny. They've done competitions together where they've eaten a pizza or something
You know when
together.
babies get messy when they eat, so you just strip them down to a diaper and then throw them in a bathtub? That's what I need. I don't know where there's not food on me right now. That does not condone you throwing your baby into a bathtub. That sounded aggressive.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Should have just put the innards in the bowl and ate it with a spoon instead of pouring it out.
I'm so hungry. Okay. I'm starving.
Now she's trying to assemble some sort of cheese mountain.
Sorry.
She's going to have a lot of volunteers for that. What's still in that red basket? Over here, those were the other sauces. She finished those. So here's her finished pile. So she's just got that, basically. I don't even think she needs to finish her drink. Like, you gotta eat the utensils, too. Eat the knife. Cheese. Also cheese.
There you are. Oh, that'd be a lot of cheese, and I love cheese.
Restaurant owner, that flower behind you is edible. You'd be like, keep going. Where? You're sitting on it.
She's got room for deep fried ice cream, is what that means. But she still has the twinkle in her eye.
As we all know, dessert goes in a different stomach.
Alright, last bite of cheesy goodness. That was delicious, but thank God I'm done. Cheers.
Holy shit. In about 28 minutes to 29 minutes. So still had 15 minutes.
I gotta say, I was not confident going into that one. Oh, but I'm feeling confident now. And a little bit bloated. 29 minutes and 1 second, which is another awkward time to finish that challenge. But luckily for finishing this monster burrito in under 45 minutes, I get my meal for free. I believe a groovy t-shirt and a spot up on the Wall of Fame here at Las Fresas. It'll be really awesome to be the first person up on the wall. Hopefully being a tiny little girl will help more people try this because it is delicious and it is really fun to eat.
So
Big
it's a
thank you
new...
to everyone here. That
Oh, it was
really
undefeated.
good. Maybe if I'm feeling a little frisky, I'll get me some fried ice cream. Ooh, is that the shirt? Ooh, bring it in. Thank you. I think I am the first proud owner of the Burrito Challenge. Test your limits. I certainly did that today. Oh, I'm certainly...
By this point in time, she should have enough... Oh, shit. She should have enough shirts in her closet that are just champion challenge shirts from all her eating competition. Like, a majority of her clothing should be from these competitions. Oh, man, that's fun.
In the car, TMI. On that incredibly disgusting note, I'm going to leave you guys. That's it for this video. All I have to say is, okay, peace out, bye!
There you go. She gives her shirts to starving kids in Africa. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh, I know you guys don't have any food, but here's a shirt with food on it. Could I have some food? I need food more than clothes. Yeah, about that. Anyway, here you go, bye. Oh man, that would be so bad. Ugh. Is that how Angelina Jolie picks them out for adoption? Whichever one of yous wants to eat, you get to come home with me, a celebrity. A celebrity. All right, let's see what we got here. We could wrap it up for now. Checking things out to see who's up and about and streaming. Oh, jeez. I need to go so I can go to bed. Couple people are already playing the new Doom. No one in my crowd was playing Doom 2. Yeah. Although... looks like Savannah's still playing through, or just started playing Expedition 33. Choices, choices, choices. Let's see. Well, Mavaroth is doing Doom, the Dark Ages, and of course, being the mad lad that he is, he's trying to beat it on this keyboard. So maybe go there. Maybe go to Mavaroth. He's in the middle of probably giving somebody a serenade, but... I know he's got the doom. He's got the doomin'. The doomin' and the gloomin'. Go ahead and give him a raid. Alright, thank you all so much for watching and stopping by. Special shoutouts to those of you on the YouTube side and the Twitch side. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's check the events here, my event log here, see what's going on. Extra special shoutouts. Thank you to Black Hat Destroyer for the cheers and the bits. For your bititude with your TTS. Oh, the bits and 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 bits. Alright, I will be back again tomorrow. I will be back again tomorrow playing more Cyberpunk. We made it through that first area, the first leg of the game. We're through the intro, so now I've got Johnny Silverhand in my head. And now we can start progressing through the meat of the story alongside a lot of side questing. Sorry. But I want to level up as much as possible before we hit the new DLC. I want to be as thoroughly prepared as possible, because I heard the new DLC is pretty spectacular and a bit hard, so I want to make sure I get that all out of the way. So, thank you all so very much. Thank you. And, yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow and Thursday for Cyberpunk. And I'll talk to you guys later. So, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.